Hey there! Welcome, life editors. I'm so happy that you're joining me tonight. This is our annual planning pajama party. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to have so much fun. So get ready. All right, so you know how we do this. At the end of the year, it is time for us to say goodbye to the previous 12 months. It's time for us to think and brainstorm and formulate the types of goals that we want to have for the new year. And best of all, we are going to make a foolproof master action plan, a map, so that you have a direction going forward. So in 2024, you're going to know exactly what you need to do next to reach all of those big goals that you have been dreaming about. I'm so happy that you're here. Now, before we get started, I want to know who you are and who's watching right now. So if you could leave a comment and please share your name, your location, and then share something fun. So if you're wearing PJs like me, share what your pajamas look like. And if you have like a fun drink with you, or if you've got some snacks or pizza, just share what you're having during our planning pajama party. So I, of course, am in my life editor sweatshirt and my hair bow. These are my jammies. And as always, like for almost every live stream, I'm drinking lemon tea because I'm talking a lot. As a coach, I use my voice constantly. So I'm almost always drinking lemon tea. So I've got a nice big mug of lemon tea here. And I am in Los Angeles. So for those of you who are brand new here and you're wondering, who is this lady? Let me introduce myself. I am Sage Grayson, and I am a former book editor turned life and business coach. So I help ambitious women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to balance their happiness at work and home. Or as I like to say, I'm a life editor, and now so are you. And I'm glad you're here. I know a lot of you have probably joined within the past few months because I've done 9 or 10, I lost count, 9 or 10 bundles and summits since October 1st. So my list has like, boom, has exploded. So I've got a lot of new folks here. So if you are here for the planning pajama party, I want you to leave a comment and share your name, your location, and then something fun. Tell us about your PJs, tell us what you're eating or drinking, or tell us something fun that you got for Christmas or something fun that you did over the holiday season. So let's see who's here. Linda! Linda from Chicago. I know Linda. Linda has a new house and needs to get it together. Yes, Linda, unpack those boxes, set up your office. You're going to have so much fun doing that. And I'm really, really happy for you. So welcome, Linda. Let's see who else we got. We got Amber from Illinois. I'm drinking Dr. Pepper that I love. Ooh, very nice. I'm originally from Chicago too. I actually used to live where we're around the same area where Linda lives. So Western suburbs. So welcome. All us Midwesterners here. But now I live in Los Angeles. That's why it looks like it's like noon here. I had to pick a time for the planning pajama party where it would be nighttime for most people. For most people, not for me. It's the middle of the afternoon for me. So most of my followers, my subscribers are on the East Coast of the US. So it's 6 o'clock there. But of course it's 3 o'clock here. So I always, for the planning pajama party, I almost always like pretend that it's later than it is because it's not very late here. But I'm with you in sleepy spirit for those of you who it is actually nighttime. All right, who else we got here? We got Shanice from Ohio and just got home from work. Oh, good. I'm so glad that you were able to make this. Just for anyone who is still at work or watching on your phone or whatever, I will share the replay. So don't worry. Even if you have to like come on and off or you can't stay for the whole time, don't worry. I'll be sharing the replay too. Well, Shanice, thank you so much for being here. Who else do we got? We got Tazim From drinking Earl Grey tea. Ooh, Earl Grey tea. It's very Star Trek of you. I'm a huge, I'm a huge Next Generation fan, and Captain Picard always drinks Earl Grey hot. Well, I've got my lemon tea here for those of you who are joining us because I'm talking all the time. I've got to have my lemon tea to soothe my throat. Liz, hey Liz, from Pittsburgh, drinking some coffee. Is it decaf or is it full caffeine? Because for me, I know some people drink caffeine all day long. It doesn't affect them. For me, I can't have like caffeine after like lunch or else I'll never go to sleep. But I do love coffee very, very much. Welcome, Liz. Amber says it's dark here. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Like all of my friends on the East Coast, it's like nighttime for them. They're actually in their pajamas and whatever. But like I think usually as we do this, like it'll get a little darker as we go through the planning pajama party. Who else we got? Tina, hey, from Riverside. That's right near me. Drinking iced tea. Cheers. Thank you so much for being here. And Jackie from London. Ooh, you might be the farthest so far. Drinking apple and mango juice. Cheers. Okay, so who wants to do the math with me? What time is it in London? Much, much later than you're probably in the middle of the night. Thank you for being here. It's 3 p.m. Okay, so yep. So some of you, like I'm on West Coast, 3 p.m. here. We're pretending right now that it's a little later and it's pajama party. All right, for those of you who are joining us, give us your name, your location, and then something fun. Tell us about your PJs. Tell us what you're drinking. Tell us what you got for Christmas. Anything like that. Maybe I don't know. Someone else do the math. I don't know what time it is in London, but we're all 11. So good. Yeah, you get it. So thank you for staying up late with us. Thank you so much, Jackie. All right. So I will keep going through the comments as we get into the planning pajama party. Let's do some housekeeping stuff first. Okay, so for those of you who are watching on Facebook, please remember to like my Facebook page and follow me and like this video too, so we can make sure that Facebook shares it out there so everyone else sees it too. And if you're on YouTube, watching from YouTube, remember to like this video and to like my YouTube channel, subscribe. And for everyone that's here, whether you are live with us during the planning pajama party or whether you're watching the replay, go ahead and leave a comment. And I will be answering your questions during the planning pajama party. And if you leave a question, even on the replay, I will be coming back and answering those questions. So please leave your comments, leave your questions, leave any kind of planning tips and strategies you want to share with us, because we will definitely be coming back over the next few days, weeks, and months. So please share. Okay. So before we get started, I want to make sure you have a notebook or a planner handy. It could be any kind of notebook, any kind of planner. If you've got some kind of digital project management system that you use, please make sure that you have that open and you're ready to use it. I've got my Edit My Life planner right here, which you can get on my website. So I use this. I use a few other things. I use like a teacher planner because I like the different subjects for the different areas of my business. I use lots of different project management apps. I'm currently using Todoist, but I've also used Asana and Trello. If you want to leave a comment and let us know, what are you using for planning? Are you using a printed planner? Are you using some kind of project management app? Do you have a system? Do you use a Kanban board? I use those too. Just love to hear about your planning system. We're going to get into different kinds of planning systems in a moment later in the call, but please share with us, what are you using right now to plan your 2024 goals? So make sure you have notebook handy or something to take notes with during the party. Okay, let's see. So you can ask questions, share your ideas, make some friends in the comment section. That's what it's there for. And I do have a special announcement. I've got a banner. Let's see if I can set this up. All right. So this week I have been teasing it all week in my emails, but it is available now. It's the Life Editor Big Bundle. And I have never done this before. I've never done a big bundle. This is a big bundle. So what this is 19 16 digital courses all bundled together into one perfect little package. Nice little present for yourself. Yeah. And it is some of my favorite courses for business, for productivity, for self-development. There is like a wide variety in there. So no matter what your goals are, what you're working on, or what kind of mindset you're in at the beginning of the year, there's something for everyone in the Life Editor Big Bundle. And here, how do I point to it? So on the screen now, I've got the link, and it should be in the description too. So go check out the Life Editor Big Bundle. It is only available through January 5th. So we got just over a week left that it's available. Never done this before. And if you're wondering, well, when are you going to release the Big Bundle again? Probably at the minimum, it's going to be 6 months to a year before I do the Big Bundle again. And by that time, there will be a lot more in the Big Bundle. But I think 19 digital courses is a lot. That's a lot of stuff in the Big Bundle. So I hope you love it. I know some of you who were able to like decipher the stuff in my newsletters and my emails this week have already purchased the Big Bundle. So yay, thank you. If you already have the Big Bundle, go ahead and leave a comment and let us know what's your favorite stuff in the Big Bundle. What courses did you like the best? Was there a certain worksheet that really helped you out? Was there a video or a quote or something that really gave you a breakthrough? I would love to hear that. So if you already have the Big Bundle, go ahead and leave a comment and share what you're thinking about it. Okay, hide that. There we go. Okay, so what we got? Jackie says she is currently using Google Calendar, perfect, but thinking of using Trello as a planner. Yeah, Trello is really great if you like Kanban boards and you can move your projects along from like to do, doing, done. That's a really basic Kanban board. Or if you need to like organize lots of little different cards. I used to use Trello a lot, and it's great for templates too. So you could just duplicate the cards like every time you need to write a blog post or do a video. So you're not like starting from scratch. Yeah, awesome. Liz says using classic Stenopad, perfect. I'm a bit old school. I do write a lot by hand. What I use Todoist, which is my project management app, for like templates for things I do over and over again, like writing blog posts or sending emails, just so I can like copy it and then go through the steps. So I'm not like writing out the steps every time I need to do that. So that's how I kind of use like project management. And of course I have a calendar, but then I love writing in like a regular printed planner. I love using, I have the big wall calendars that you can't see right now. And then I take Post-it notes and I write down like, send this email. And I stick it on the date on the calendar where it's supposed to go, when I'm supposed to send it. And then after I send it or after I schedule it, I remove the sticky note and I write it on the calendar in the same color. So all of my projects are color coded. So I can easily look at my calendar and see which projects I have things that are done because they're written in ink and which things I haven't done because they're still the same colored Post-it. That makes sense? I think I've explained this like a million times in my different YouTube videos. What else we got? Ooh, Life Manifestation Planner. Have I heard that one? I think I have heard that one before. Walks you through figuring out your goals. Awesome. I'm big into manifestation too, in addition to like business and productivity and stuff. Asana. Yes, Asana is great. I also use binders for everything, steps or organization and plan. Yeah, join the club. We all do. I think I spend way too much money on office supplies and planning, but like it's so fun. I think every year I buy too many, like 4, 5, 6 planners, and I use them for in my defense, I use them for various things. But I don't know. I think like I made this one because I couldn't find everything that I needed for me and the way my brain worked in one spot. So this makes a lot of sense to me. And the planning system that we're going to go over in a few minutes in the call, I think can be edited and adjusted based on any kind of planner that you're using. But yeah, let's hear it for us old schoolers. Hey, welcome. Hi, I'm in Washington State. I'm wearing raspberry pink long jeans. Love it. Oh, don't worry about being late. Playing many options of planners. Yeah, pen and paper seems to serve me best. For me too, like when I put pen to paper, it feels like I'm writing a contract. It feels like it has more weight to it. It means more than if I'm just tapping on a keyboard. So if I tap out my goals into like a Google Doc or something like that, It's fine. I can track them that way. But when I put pen to paper, it means more seeing what I want in my own handwriting. So I do encourage my clients to write things out by hand when you get the chance, when you can, even just a little bit. You'll be more likely to stick to those goals and get those things done if you choose to write it out in your own handwriting. It's like making a promise to yourself when you write by hand. All right, bubble cross. I see scrap. Yes, I see scrapbooks behind you. Scrapbooking is kind of how I got into planning. I used to love my stickers for both. Yes, yes. So I am a big. Okay, I was a big scrapbooker. I'm like a moderate scrapbooker now. This isn't even all of them. I got a ton of them in the other room too. But yeah, I think that's how a lot of people get into planning. Is like we start with scrapbooking. We get all the stickers. We get all of like the different kinds of tape and scissors and papers, and like that kind of leads into planning, especially if you do like a creative planner or like a bullet journal or like an art planner. I think scrapbooking is like a really nice way to like get into planning. And I've seen some really good planners slash scrapbooks where they combine both. I'm not quite that talented, but I definitely have seen scrapbookers turn into planners and vice versa. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So I think we're ready to get into the party. I think we are. Let me have some tea first. Okay. I didn't do this last year. Bubble says it's a gateway drug. It is. It is. It is. Oh, who spent too much money this year on planners and scrapbook supplies? Okay. I didn't do this last year. Hey, from the East Coast. Welcome, welcome. I didn't do this last year and I regretted it because people were like asking, like, I can't find this in the stream. I didn't say what we were going to go over at the beginning of the call. I didn't like lay out the agenda. So I'm laying out the agenda now. So we'll be able to find things later. And the past 2 years that we've done the planning pajama party, it's gone over 2.5 hours. And I'm so sorry about this. I try, like, I'm looking at my notes right now and I'm like, how are we going to get through all of this? I'm going to keep you all night. But I try to get through so much. And if you watch the planning pajama parties, I'm like, talk, trying to get through this information because it's so good. And you guys have such good insights too and good strategies. So I want to talk about what you're commenting on. I make no promises. I make no promises about this being under 2 hours, but I'm going to try my best. All right, agenda for our planning pajama party. I'm going to introduce you to the mini challenges, which were such a huge hit last year that we're doing them again. So we're going to talk about mini challenges. Then we're going to get into why are we making a plan and different kinds of plans that you might want to choose from. Then we're going to say goodbye to 2023, and I've got a great end of year review exercise for you. That's definitely why you're going to need a notebook or your planner. Then we're going to get into the main section of the party, which is designing your 12-week plan. So I'm not here to like share fluffy little nonsense and let you go on your way. No. At the end of this call, you're going to have a 12-week plan going into the new year, into 2024. And I will explain why we're doing a 12-week plan and not a year-long plan in a moment, but we're going to design your plan from the ground up. Then we're going to talk about the life editing process and how to choose your priorities. So for those of you who are brand new and you're like, who's this life editor? I don't know what this is. I'm going to explain what life editing is, and you're going to love it. Then we're going to define your time budget. Yes, I am not a financial coach, but I can help you budget your time very well. We're going to talk about SMART goals, which I think most of us are familiar with. Then we're going to make your project plans. We're going to create your task lists. And finally, at the very, very end of the call, I'm going to open it up for more Q&A time. Do not think you have to hold on to your questions and your strategies and the things that you want to share until the end of the call. Don't do that. You can share anything you want in the comments right now. So share your tips, your tricks, share what worked for you, what didn't work for you. When we get into the questions about saying goodbye to 2023, if you want to share your insights, like here's where I was struggling last year, here's where I succeeded, please share that into the comments and don't wait until the end to ask questions. This is as much your party as it is mine. Okay. I think we are ready to get started. So, first things first, we're going to get into our mini challenges, which were a huge hit last year. And I've got a friend with me. Oh, if you've been following me for a while, you recognize my prize wheel. Doo-doo-doo. We're very high tech around here. So, this is my prize wheel, and I have used it several different ways for my business, for my second YouTube channel. I have a book channel too, and uh, and I've used it for myself for my own challenges. I've used it for different kinds of prompts, but we're going to be using it for our 5-day mini challenges. So here's what they were. If you weren't on last year's call, so a mini challenge is the wheel is back. It is back. Yes. I don't know. Like I got this on Amazon, which I will probably leave the link with the replay if you want to get your own prize wheel. And it's just like a wheel. And I put scrapbook paper on it for you scrapbookers out there and just decorated it. So what these 5-day mini challenges are, it's another way to do your goals. Let's say you don't want to come up with a New Year's resolution, or you don't want to do a word of the year, or like the idea of choosing goals is just like, I don't know what I want. I just can't do it. 5-day mini challenges lets you kind of nibble at different goals without committing to like 365 days of doing something. You can do these mini challenges, get that rush of completion and feeling good that you accomplished something without devoting your whole life to it. These mini challenges are great if you already have goals and you kind of want to tuck them in during the next 12 weeks or the next year, depending on what your time budget looks like. Or if you just don't want to create really like massive goals, like I don't want to earn $1 million next year or whatever it is, or I don't want to run a marathon, fine. Try these mini bite-sized challenges that are only 5 days long. So I have 10 numbers on the wheel and I have 10 mini challenges. I'm going to tell you all of the mini challenges now in case we spin the wheel and you don't like any of the ones that we choose. We're going to choose 5 of them during the planning pajama party. But let's say you don't like any of them or you want to choose your own. Then you can do that. So let me go over all of the mini challenges. I love the wheel. The wheel is probably more popular than me. Okay, here are the 10 mini challenges, and then we're going to spin the wheel and talk about the challenges. I'm going to choose 5 of them during the party, and you can let me know if you're going to do them or not. Okay, so we got 5 days of minimalism. I chose this one because during my 12 days of life editing in December, where I released 12 all new digital courses, that was a feat. That was an undertaking, but I'm so glad I did it. My minimalism without deprivation class has been like selling like crazy. And I was so surprised because if I had to pick a course that people would like clamor over and be like, I got to have that one, I was not expecting the minimalism course, but golly, people are really liking it. So I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that you love the minimalism course. So I think, well, let's do 5 days of minimalism. That would be like a really good challenge since people are interested in that. Next, we got 5 days of manifesting, of course, and that can be manifesting any type of goal that you want. 5 days of meal planning and prepping. That was popular last year too. So meal planning and prepping, I think everyone is into eating healthy in the new year and kind of just like using what we have and being more mindful about where our money and our grocery budget is going. Like I know I am. We got 5 days of warm letters. And any of you who have taken my Startup in 60 course, you know exactly what warm letters are. And we'll talk about that if that becomes one of our challenges. We got 5 days of commenting. I think I might be like the only coach in the world who still recommends commenting. But commenting changed my business. And we'll go into that if we choose that as a mini challenge. But if you've done like my May Day month free email course, you know, like how I really stress commenting. If you're in Goodbye 9 to 5, you know, we have a whole module, a whole KISS project all about commenting. So I still recommend commenting, though that probably makes me a dinosaur. I was doing an interview for another summit that's coming up, and I was just talking about how I've been a coach since 2011, and in the realm of coaching, that like literally makes me a dinosaur. Like I've been doing this so long. All right. Goddess says, I just got that course, Startup in 60. Yep. Haven't taken it yet. Oh, good. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. It is my number one selling course most of the time. It's usually neck and neck between Startup in 60 and the Edit My Life Planner. Edit My Life Planner sells better in December and January, obviously, or because it's a 12-week plan, it sells good at the end of every quarter. It's like the end of March or like the end of June. It sells really well. But Startup in 60 has consistently been my best-selling course since I released it in 2015. And it's been updated like 4 or 5 times because technology changes and marketing trends change, but I love it. It's a great course. I've been following you since 2017. My goodness, that's a long time. Thank you so much for following me. Oh, I appreciate it, Tina. Okay. So continuing with the mini challenges, we got 5 days of commenting, 5 days to make a new product. So that's making a new product for your business, whether it's physical product or a service or a digital course or whatever, 5 days to make a new product. And if you're thinking, I can't make something in 5 days. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. I made 12 new products in about a week. So you can totally do this. And later this year, not this year, in 2024, early in 2024, I'm going to release a new product about how you can make a product over 2 days, like over a weekend. So I will show you exactly how I did it so you can do it too. So you can make a new product quickly. 5 days of doing something that scares you. For those of you who are in Goodbye 9 to 5, we did that as a monthly challenge back in October for like Halloween and stuff that scares you. So maybe you want to do things that scare you. Maybe that's like sending an important email that you've been like delaying on, or maybe that's like trying a new hobby or something that you've been putting off, or maybe it's like standing up for yourself, whatever it is. But that was really popular with the Goodbye 9 to 5 members. All right, almost done. 5 days of reading. Of course, I'm a former book editor, got all my books here. I'm always pushing people to read more. I just checked my reading tracker app. I read 123 books in 2023, which, like, if you watch any of those booktubers on like YouTube or TikTok or whatever, that is like really low. Like they're reading like a book a day. So I can't compare to them, but that is more than I normally read. I normally read around 100 books a year. So 123 was pretty good. For those of you who are readers, leave a comment. Let me know how many books did you read in 2023. All right, 2 more. 5 days of new habits. This goes along with another product that I launched, digital course that I launched during my 12 days of life editing. That's Habit Change for Busy People, which has also been very popular. Very happy about that. So setting up a new habit over the course of 5 days, or taking an existing habit to the next level. And then finally, 5 days of giving. we got to think about others too. So 5 days of giving in whatever way that makes sense to you. Okay, so those are the 10 mini challenges. And then over the course of the planning pajama party, I'm going to spin the wheel. We'll choose 5 of them during the party. And you can either cram all 5 of them into your 12-week plan, which I probably will, or you can spread them out over the year of 2024, or you don't have to do any of them. This is your life. You can make your own choices. But let's have some fun here. So let's spin the wheel and figure out what our first mini challenge is. So if you want to send me good vibes, send good vibes to the wheel. Ooh, wheel of mini challenges. All right, let's figure out what the first one is. Number 9, which is 5 days of new habits. Okay, I need to write these down. I just realized I didn't have pen and paper. Okay, so we're going to do habits first. 5 days of new habits. So this can look like any way you want it to look like in your planner. So choose 5 days, 5 consecutive days. What this could be is trying a different habit every day and seeing, like, building on them. Like, you try a new habit on day 1, day 2, you do the new habit plus another one. Day 3, you do those 2 habits plus another one, and kind of like build on it until you have maybe like a new morning routine. Or you could try a new habit and see how it goes for 5 days, like just one new habit. Maybe that's like meditating for 5 minutes every morning, or maybe that's writing 100 words a day, something like that. And then do that same habit for 5 days. Or it could be taking like a current habit you have and then upping it a little bit, taking it to the next level. So let's say you already have a writing habit, like you write for 10 minutes every day. Maybe over the course of 5 days, you try to add more time, like add 5 minutes every day. So 10 minutes, then 15 minutes, then 20 minutes, then 25 minutes, and so on. I would love to hear if you are going to do some kind of habit challenge for 5 days, what does that look like for you? So leave a comment. Even if you're watching the replay, come back, pause the video, leave a comment, say, what are you going to do for your 5 days of new habits? For me, I think it's probably going to be a compounding habit for me, where I'll take something that I already do and then just add a few minutes every day to it. So I think, what am I going to do? I might do meditating. Like I'm a Buddhist. See Buddha back there. I'm a Buddhist, so I already meditate every morning. But I could do different kinds of meditation. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do like different kinds of meditation for 5 days, or just meditate longer. Because sometimes I am a Buddhist and I do meditate, but sometimes I'm busy too. I'm super type A. I'm super go, 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 go. So my meditation, especially in the past few months, because I've been super busy, has been like shrinking. I'm doing like 5 minutes of meditating every morning, which is still great. But for my own mental health, I think starting in January, like if I can buff that up like a little bit more, that would make me feel really good. So let's see. Amber says, I will be building a morning routine. I like that. So like over 5 days, you can add the new habit, which at the end will be your total new morning routine. And that could be anything. That could be like stretching on one day, and then the next day you could add in something else like writing in your gratitude journal, or maybe it's like doing a meditation, or maybe it's reading. I do that. I have several videos about bookending your day, where you do something in the morning and you balance it in the evening too. So something in the morning to start your day, and then something in the evening to finish your day. So maybe you start the day meditating and then you end the day writing in your gratitude journal. For me, I bookend my day with books, with literal books. So in the morning, I read for 15 minutes, something for my business, like a business book, a marketing book, like a communication book, something that can help my business. I read that in the morning. And then in the evening, before I go to bed, I read something trashy and stupid. I balance it like that. Like I read a lot of those like Bridgerton books, those Regency era, like steamy dramas with the ballrooms and all of that. So like I read like stuff from my mind in the morning, and I read stuff from my heart at night. And that just like puts me in a good mood. So I'm not like, because I work a lot during the day, and I can get really stressed out and really anxious. So it's nice just to like give myself permission to read something trashy in the evenings. That's how I bookend my day. Does that make sense? Like you do something in the morning, you do something in the evening, and it balances out your day. So some people might like run in the morning and then do stretches in the evening. Or maybe you like, I don't know, you write out your intentions in the morning, and then at night you write out your priorities for the next day. Something like that. Okay, so if you're doing the 5 days of habits, doing something that bookends your day might also be a way to incorporate habits. So Jackie says, using my step machine 10 minutes in the morning. Yes, I love that. I have a treadmill that I use in the morning too. Not very long in the morning, but I do use it every morning. It's one of those collapsible ones that are like super light that you could like collapse and like dry around your house. Let's see. Kaylin says, I didn't know we'd be doing this, but I do have a plan to post to Insta for 5 days as a way to get back to my social. Ooh. So is that like getting back into the groove of social media, where you're being of service and you're posting something every day and you're showing up and you're being there for your followers? I love that. I mean, that's the thing about social media, is you've got to be social and your followers don't like it if you disappear for too long. So that's a great, like getting into the habit of being active. Sarah, you say skeleton whisperer, and I know it's you, Sarah. I love the book ending with actual books, but once I get started, stopping at 15 minutes is impossible. Yeah. In the mornings, I work with a timer. while I'm reading my book because I've got to like do my work too. I just like read books all day. But in the evening, I just let myself read as much as I feel like it. So glad you're here, Sarah. Liz says, bookends are great. Yes. And they can set the tone for the entire day. They certainly do for me. So let me know if you would like a class on bookends and different kinds of bookends, because I could certainly do that. Okay. So let me get this out of the way. That is our first 5-day mini challenge, is 5 days of habits. And if you want to leave a comment and let us know what that looks like for you, that would be great. And I think it really helps people to see what other people are choosing for their mini challenges, because we can all learn from each other. All right. So we're done with the first mini challenge. Let's get into why are we making a plan for the new year? Why are we making a plan? Why are we doing this? Why are we here, Sage? It's not just to drink tea and hang out in our jammy jams. Let's say for a 5-day challenge, I'll get out of bed without the snooze delay. Yes. Who else is going to get up without the snooze? Yes. I'm one of those annoying people who doesn't set an alarm because I just naturally get up in the morning. And honestly, I think that's genetics maybe, but it's also because I go to sleep early. I love my sleep. I just kind of train myself to get up in the morning. So I get up around 5 naturally every morning. Yes, even when the sun is not up. And then the way my brain works is I have my most focused time between like 8 and 10, 8 and 11 in the morning. Like that's when my mind is really awake and ready to rock and roll. In the afternoon, I'm kind of like a foggy mess and I'm just not as like focused. So I never use the snooze alarm, but I do understand like getting into the habit of wanting just a little bit more sleep. Caitlin, are you making fun of my giant cup? I don't know if this is really like a big cup or not. What is this? This is 20 ounces. 20 ounces? Is 20 ounces a big cup? I think maybe also it just looks big next. It just looks big next to me. I'm 5 feet 0 inches. I'm super short. So I think everything looks big next to me. I'm actually sitting at a child's desk. A lot of the stuff that I have to buy is child size just so I can use it properly. So I have a child's desk. I can only use the first shelf in all of my kitchen cabinets. So like the first shelf has like plates and then the next 2 shelves are like totally empty. My pantry is the same way. I have a short pantry that like stops. How tall is it? Like 3.5 feet tall, because I can't use a big pantry because like half the shelves I can't reach. So yeah, I think everything kind of just looks big next to me. But I mean, I got to have a big cup of coffee, got to have a big cup of tea. All right. Amber says it's great for your body. You have natural sleep cycle. Yup. 4-8. Goodness. Oh my gosh, that's much shorter than me. Yes, all of us short ladies represent. All right, we are going to continue. My favorite cup is 8 ounces. Yep. Okay, so why are we making a plan for the new year? All right, I've got 3 reasons. 3 reasons we're going to make a plan. We're going to have fun with this. There should be no forcing. There should be no like, you should do this or this is how your plan should go. No, we're going to have fun with it, because if your plans aren't fun, you're not going to stick with them. All right, so I've got 3 reasons why we're making a plan for the new year. And I have to preface this that I'm doing this out of spite. I'm doing this out of spite because every end of December, beginning of January, there's all of these articles out there saying you shouldn't make goals, or 90% of people fail at their resolutions, or making goals is useless, or don't force yourself to make goals, have fun, live your life, or don't be like such a stick in the mud. As a planner and as a coach, it's just kind of like, all right, if that's how you want to live your life, go for it. But that's not how I want to live my life. I love planning. I love implementing. I love taking action. I love being proactive with my life. And I know it, like people who are like, I'm type A, I'm super type A. Like I love doing stuff. And people who are type B can't imagine being type A, and people who are type A can't imagine being type B. So if you're here, I'm certain that you just being here means that you do want to take action. You do want to be proactive about your life. You do want to say, like, I give a damn. And it doesn't matter if, like, my plans fail. At least I tried. At least I tried, instead of just letting life and the world wash over me. I'm going to try to do something for myself. Uh, Amber says, planning is the fun I have in life. Yes, yes. Okay, so 3 reasons why we make a plan for the new year. So number 1, it takes advantage of fresh start mentality. So you can't deny this, that when there is a fresh start of some kind, your body gets excited, your mind gets excited. We have been conditioned that a fresh start means something. So that could be a new year. It could be the start of a new month. It could be the start of a new week. It could be Mondays. I've said this before many times that Monday is my favorite day of the week, and it has been my entire life. I was born on a Monday. That should tell you all you need to know about me. But I love Mondays, and I'm so happy. I'm looking at my calendar. I'm so happy that New Year's Day is on Monday. That just makes me feel so excited. But it could be other new, fresh beginnings. You could be starting a new job, and that's a great time to plan. You could be moving somewhere new. That's a great time to plan. You could be newly single, or you could be in a new relationship. Those are great times to make plans about what you want. So this fresh start mentality cannot be denied. Take advantage of it. It is so much easier to make positive changes in your life when you take advantage of the fresh start mentality. So use that Monday. There's a reason why most diets start on Monday. Use it. Use that energy. There is so much potential in a fresh start. So take advantage of it. Yes, maybe it's cliche to make goals for the new year. I don't care. I'm going to use that energy, and I'm going to get what I want. And I want you to get what you want too. Okay. Number 2, we need something to look forward to. Yeah, we need something to look forward to. I have noticed this a lot, that people who don't plan just kind of, I don't know, they just have this meh feeling about their lives. There's nothing to look forward to. But think about any time when you have something to look forward to. Like, let's say you're going to your best friend's wedding in a few months, or let's say you're saving up for a vacation, or let's say your birthday is coming. My birthday is in February, if you want to get me anything. But planning gives us something to look forward to. Let's say we're going to actually tackle our bucket list this year and actually check some things off. Let's say you want to boost your business this year. Let's say you want to, like, get serious about manifesting and stuff. Oh, I should show you. I'll show you this later too. I did my vision board. Like, I am serious about manifesting this year, and I want you to be serious about something too. So planning gives us something to look forward to. If you've ever been on vacation, you know that week before you go on vacation is your most productive week of the year. Like, think about it. Like, let's say you're going to Florida and you're leaving on Saturday, then that whole week at work or for your business, you are working your buns off to get stuff done because you want to enjoy your vacation. So if you want to, like, be more productive, be happier, then you're going to have to plan something to look forward to. I have read studies that people anticipating a fun event, a vacation, a wedding, a birthday, a party, a graduation, something like that, people anticipating feel happier leading up to that event than they do during the actual event. Isn't that amazing? So I want you to have wonderful, beautiful, glorious things to look forward to in 2024. That's why we're planning. Okay, and the third and final reason why we are planning for the new year is it gives you a purpose and a focus instead of drifting through the days or winging it. I sent an email this week about how I hate it. I hate people who just wing it, who just, I'm going to go with the flow, dude. I'm not going to make any decisions. But here's the thing. Not making a decision is a decision in itself. You are letting other people, your kids, your spouse, your boss, society, like whatever, make choices for you. By opting out of planning, by opting out of making goals, you are letting everyone else decide your fate But the most important person, you, I have no sympathy and no tolerance for people who just drift along, who wing it. Or as one of my clients loves to say, she's flying by the seat of her pants. I just love that visual, flying by the seat of my pants. And I think, yes, there can be times in your life when things are busy, when you have more on your plate than you can handle. And yes, there are times even in my life when I'm just getting through the days, but that is a rarity. And it's just getting through the days. It's not getting through the weeks, the months, the years. Like, I know people who look back on their life and they're like the past few years, because of you know what, have just been a blur to them because everything was uprooted and like nothing went according to their plans. But instead of writing new plans, they just kind of drifted along through the pandemic. And I get it. That happened to me too. So I lost a third of my business during the pandemic because, I don't know, some of you might remember I used to host in-person retreats and I loved it. I hosted 4 in-person retreats every year. I had 3 with my mastermind group and then 1 that was open to the public. And I did that for years and years and years. And then during the pandemic, we couldn't have in-person retreats anymore. And boom, I lost all of that income. So yeah, for a while, I was just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I was drifting. It was an awful, awful feeling. And I had to get back into my planning and back into making choices and being proactive for my own life. And I'm so grateful that I did, that I like edited my business and my plans too. And I want you to do that too. I want you to stop drifting and say, I'm going to make choices. Okay, so let's recap. Why are we making New Year's plans? We got 3 reasons. Takes advantage of the fresh start mentality, gives you something to look forward to and anticipate, and it gives you a purpose and a focus so you're not drifting. What are your reasons for making New Year's plans? Leave a comment and let me know. I would love to hear. Okay. Moving on, let's talk about 5 different types of plans that you might choose to make. And this is not an exhaustive list. There are probably 100, thousands of different ways that you can make a plan. We're going to talk about 5 of the most common ones, 5 that like I recommend that I think you might want to try. Because if we try to do any more than this call is going to be like 5 hours long, and it's already going long. I already know it's going to go long. Okay, so 5 different kinds of plans. Number 1, no brainer, New Year's resolutions. Now, the thing about resolutions is resolutions are not your goals. Let me say that again. A resolution is not your goal. It is literally, by definition, something you resolve to do, but it is a overarching kind of umbrella feeling intention. And if you treat it as such, then you can pull out goals and projects and tasks from that resolution. But like you might resolve to take better care of your health. What does better care of your health mean? That's not a goal. That's just a resolution. Or you might resolve to grow your business this year. Again, that's not a goal. It's just an overarching umbrella feeling. It's what you resolve to do. Or I might resolve to take better care of my mental health. What does that mean? So I have no problem with you choosing a resolution as long as you know that once you've got your big umbrella resolution, you got to break that down, that intention, that feeling, break it down into your goals, which you break down into your projects, which you break down into your tasks. And if any of you have done the Edit My Life Planner, the 5-day mini course, you know exactly what we're talking about. So let me know, do any of you have a resolution right now, something you resolve to do, that big overarching intention or feeling like 2024 is going to be my year for blank, my year for financial freedom, my year for health, my year for business boosting, whatever it might be. Leave a comment and let me know. Have you made resolutions before? And do you have a resolution or feeling or intention for the new year? So Amber says, I need structure or the chaos takes over. Not the chaos. I have to have time to work through my goals before I start them. Absolutely, absolutely. What we do with the Edit My Life Planner is it's a 12-week plan, but if you've done it long enough, you know that week The 13th week is your planning week. So you do 12-week plan. 13th week, you are updating your next plan. You go over the successes and challenges from a previous plan. You make a plan going forward. So 12 weeks, you're doing stuff. 13th week, you're planning. 12 weeks, you're doing stuff. 13th week, you're planning. So right now, at the end of the year, we are in the 13th week. That is if you set up your 12-week plans to go by the seasons, to go every 3 months. You do not have to do that. You could set up like your plan to start in the middle of the month or in the middle of the week. But most people that I work with, they're in their 13th week right now at the end of the year. And then January 1st, on a Monday, they're starting week 1, which is pretty cool. All right, so 5 kinds of plans. Number 1 is a New Year's resolution. Okay, number 2 is a super fun one, a word of the year. How many of you have done a word of the year before? I have a free workshop, word of the year. Let me pull that up. I'm trying to be better about actually using these overlays. Bam, there we go. Okay, so I hope you can you can see this. Woo! So high tech. So I have 2 all new free workshops. These are free. So I will update the description and add the link there. But if you just go to sagegrayson.com, you can find these workshops on my everything page. So I've got an end of year workshop, which we'll be going through some of the questions for that in a moment, and then word of the year workshop. And I think a lot of you have tried a word of the year before. Oh, you did. Okay, so yes, 2024, my word is growth. Love it. Yeah. Oh, I have a word for my business and another for my personal life. I love that. That's awesome. Yes. I want to launch a lot of things this year. First course, ooh, that's so exciting. And releasing new novella series. Ooh, on my new Patreon Pulitzer series. Cool. I'll be balancing my time as best we can. We all are. We are all balancing our time the best that we can. Perfect. Jackie, energy. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a great one. Liz says, a resolve to live with more intent and focus this year. Perfect. So for those of you who are brand new and you've never heard of word of the year, basically it is the only plan you need. If we can be completely honest, if you don't do a 12-week plan, if you don't use a project management app, if you don't have a planner, if you have nothing at all, but you have a word of the year, that is the only goal plan you need. It's an anchor. It helps you with every single decision that you make in the new year. I know that sounds really powerful, and it is. It is super powerful. So I want you to watch my free workshop about word of the year. I give you tons and tons of suggestions for word of the year. I tell you how you can figure out your word of the year. Like it might come to you when you're watching a TV show and somebody says it, or you might see it on a billboard, or you might hear it in a song lyric or something like that. But when you encounter your word of the year, you will know at a gut level, that's my word of the year. And the way that it works is you use your word whenever you come to a decision, whenever you are waffling about something during the year. So for me, 2024, my word of the year is more. It's more. I want more. I want more happiness, more friends, more money, more health. I want more, more, more. And I know somebody else who this year they chose the word less. So sometimes you might choose completely different words, even for yourself. My word is more. So when I come to a decision, like I'm mapping out my plan for the year, and I'm thinking, should I apply for this bundle? Should I apply to be in this summit? Well, if I'm using my word of the year, how can I live a life that has more? Well, if I want more subscribers and more money and like more expertise in my field, yeah, I am going to apply to more summits. Or let's say I am thinking, should I go to that party? I don't know. I'm kind of lazy. I want to stay home and eat pizza. I think about my word of the year. My word of the year is more. So yes, if I want more friendships, if I want more fun, if I want more community, yes, I should get off my butt and go to the party. You see how that works? Let's see what other people are saying. Sarah says, my word of the year is harmonize. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love it. think I'll borrow some words like energy and focus. Um, you don't have to necessarily pick one. I think you'll know which one is resonating with you the most as maybe you start to use it, as you start to use it for your decisions. Sometimes you might have a phrase, but please make it a short phrase. Don't make it paragraphs and paragraphs long. A few years ago, my word of the year was fresh and fun. So everything that I was doing, every decision that I was making, I asked myself, is doing this thing going to be fresh and fun? Is reading this book fresh and fun? Is going to this conference fresh and fun? Is talking to this person fresh and fun? So that was a really cool one to do. So this year it's more. I'm looking for more. My word of 2024 needs to be intentionality. I love that. I love being intentional. We're not flying by the seat of the pants. We're not going with the flow. We're not being lazy butts. We are being intentional. I love that. Okay. I think I'm going to. So just a reminder to watch the free workshops. I will send you emails so you can watch these too. But if you're having trouble figuring out your word of the year, or you just want more insight into how to choose a word of the year, please watch the free word of the year workshop. Bam. Okay. One thing I will say about word of the year too is you might find that you have a word for your life too. I do as well. I mentioned this before, but I think we have so many new people here. It's worth mentioning again. So for me, I choose a new word of the year for fun for the year, but I also might choose a word for like when I'm starting a new project or when I choose a new goal. Maybe I'll have a word just for that goal or something like that. Your word doesn't have to just be for the year, or you might choose a different word for every 12-week plan. But I have a word that I use for my entire life. So for I always use this word. If the word is kind. So whenever I am trying to make a decision, I ask myself, is this decision a kind decision? So it affects how I interact with my clients, or it affects how I interact with people who annoy me, the haters. It affects how I do everything. It's why I'm a Buddhist. It feels kind to me. If I'm making a choice for myself, like, is this action being kind to myself? Staying up till 2 a.m, reading or scrolling through social media, is that being kind? Maybe not. It also affects what I eat. I've been a vegan since 1995, and kindness certainly comes into play in my food choices because I do it for animal rights reasons. So I'm vegan in every definition of vegan. I'm not plant-based, I'm vegan. So being kind has to do with my food choices. Being kind has to do with the things that I buy, whether they're recyclable or whether they're sustainable. Kindness has to do with, honestly, where I live too. Am I living in a kind neighborhood? Are the people around me putting goodness and community and love and charity out into the world? So that's why kind is my word for my life. If you have a word for your life, I would love to hear it too. But for now, if you do want the simplest goal plan, if you get nothing else out of this call, choose a word of the year, because that is, you just anchor onto that. That answers all of your questions, all of your decisions for the entire year. You just screen it through your word. Jackie's kind is a great life word for everyone. I think so. I think we could all use a little bit more kindness. Yes, absolutely. All right. Number 3, a third kind of plan that you might want to try is the 12-week plan. This has been called so many different things. 12-week plan, 12-week year, quarterly plans, 90-day plans. You'll find a million of them. But I do this and I teach this in the Edit My Life planner. Do I have a banner for that? I think I do. Ooh, we're so fancy here. So the Edit My Life planner is a 5-day mini video course and planner bundle. So you get the weekly planner and the daily planner, and you can print it out. You can send them to an office store and get them printed out. You can resize it, all sorts of stuff. But it's really the 5 videos that are like the core of the Edit My Life planner. And basically, I teach you why 12-week plans work. A 12-week plan is short enough to feel urgent, but it is also long enough to see sustained results. That makes sense? So when you do a yearly plan, so an annual plan, and I know it's kind of like ingrained in us since we're kids to do those annual plans. Like everyone's making a plan for the entire year. But when you have 12 months to reach your goal, that is a lot of time to procrastinate. That is a lot of time to drag your feet. That's a lot of time to forget about the urgency. And that's why people in November and December are like, oh my gosh, I didn't lose weight. I didn't start a business. I didn't pay off my debt because it's too big. It's too enormous. How are you supposed to wrap your head around that? Do you know what you're going to be doing 12 months from now? I don't know. Who knows? You could be living someplace different. You could have a completely different career. Your finances could be completely different. Some of you could be moms in 12 months. Who knows? Like, that's a long time. However, most of us can probably guess generally where we're going to be 12 weeks from now. It's a shorter time, just 3 months. Can you kind of guess what you're going to be doing 3 months from now? I bet you can. And when you have that shorter time frame where you can actually see the light at the end of the tunnel, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's right there. It creates this underlying hum, this underlying sense of urgency to get stuff done because the light, it's literally there. It's coming towards you. like you got to do something. And it prevents you from dragging your feet. So let's say you want to, whatever, pay off your credit card in the next 12 weeks. It's a good goal. But if you like break it down, like saying how much you need to pay on your credit card every week, let's say it's $1,200. So you have to pay $100 every week. We're not talking about interest here because I'm not doing math. But let's say you need to pay $100 a week. That's the urgency that you need to keep up that consistent progress, or else you're not going to reach your goal. Let's say you're going to lose weight. Let's say you want to lose 12 pounds in 12 weeks. We're keeping this easy for us. So that means you have to lose 1 pound every single week. And if you gain weight, that's going to set you back. Or if you don't lose any weight, that's going to make it even harder to get to that goal. So that's what we're talking about, that hum, that underlying sense of urgency that a 12-week plan gives you. Let's say you want to double your email subscribers for your email subscriber list in the next 12 weeks. Well, you've got to be doing stuff every single week. You've got to be commenting. You've got to be reaching out. You've got to update your freebie. You got to join those bundles. You got to reach out and make those connections if you want to reach your goal. So that's why I love 12-week plan, short enough to feel urgent, but long enough to get sustained, lasting results. So there's like a big debate about how long it takes to create a new habit. And I talk about this in my new course, Habit Change for Busy People. Some people say it takes 21 days to ingrain a new habit into your routine. Some people say it takes 90 days. The way I think about it, that you can cement a new habit into your life when you get to the point that you're doing it on autopilot and you literally don't have to think about it anymore. You just do it. And maybe that is 3 weeks for some people, and maybe that's 3 years for some other people. But think about like those habits that you've already cemented in your life. Like, I'm sure you get up every morning and you brush your teeth. You don't have to think about it. You just want to brush your teeth every morning. Or maybe you have a cup of coffee every morning and you just do that. That's a habit. So that could take as long or as little as it might be. But I will say with a 12-week plan, roughly 90 days, that is enough time to really start the process of cementing those good habits. Whether or not they're totally cemented into your routine, it's a really, really good start. Like if you do 3 months of writing every morning, that's a really, really good effort. Like you're going to see like a whole stack of papers written by the end of that. Or if you are trying to lose weight, you're going to see some weight loss by the end of those 12 weeks. It might not be everything, but it's going to be some. Or paying down debt or getting sales for your business. Like that's enough time to see results. It might not be all the results you want, but that's enough time to see results. And that's going to motivate you to do your next 12-week plan and your next one and your next one. All right. Got some comments here. Oh, I like this. My life word is deliberate. Oh, vegans. Yes, yes, I love it. I so rarely meet other vegans. Uh, glad to have you here. I think deliberate is a great word. It's all about that proactive decisions. Like this is the only life you got, so why would you leave your choices to somebody else? Ooh, iconic. I love it. I love it. How would you use that? So, like, are you being iconic with your attitude, with the way that you interact with people, with the way you present yourself in your field or whatever it is that you do? I love it. Are your clothes iconic? My clothes, I would say, are very iconic. It looks like a unicorn vomited rainbows in my closet. It's just like tons of color. Oh, Liz, log out. Another Zoom meeting. No worries. Thank you so much for being here. Just a reminder to everyone, I'm going to send out the replay. So you need to go to sleep. Like, it's okay. You can come back to the replay. But we're going to keep going. We're going to keep having some fun here. Ooh, finish. Finish. That is such a great word. I haven't heard that one before. I love that. It says finish what you start. So maybe finish those books that you're reading, or finish a new course for your business, or I don't know. Maybe that's also being a little deliberate. Like for any of you who are dating, instead of just ghosting someone, maybe you can properly finish it and properly give a reason to like end a relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship or a job or something. Properly finish something. For those of you who have read Gretchen Rubin's awesome book, Better Than Before, it's all about habits. And she talks about how some people are starters and some people are finishers. Like some people start a lot of stuff, like they might start a knitting project or start a movie or a series or start a business. Like they're always starting something new. And then there are some people who are finishers. They're always ending something where they feel accomplishment in the finish. Like they finished reading that book, they finished that course, they finished whatever it is. I think it kind of also can play into like, I think she gives the example of like, do you like opening things like do you like opening a new peanut butter jar or do you like finishing the peanut butter jar? Like which one is more satisfying for you? Oh, that's such a great word, Melissa. Thank you. Okay. My word is progress. I need to stop beating myself up for not being where I think I should be. So now I'm working on comparing myself to where I was yesterday instead of an unrealistic ideal. Perfect. Perfect. I swear, like my clients have the best advice, like much better than anything I could come up with. So please share your comments, even if you're watching the replay. I think that is a really good maybe goal or something to add to your plan for all of us, is to stop comparing ourselves to other people and really only compare yourself to where you were and the progress that you've made. I think that's brilliant. Then I'm a starter. Yeah. Am I a starter or a finisher? Well, no, I guess I didn't really think about this. I think I'm a finisher. I think I stick it out to the bitter end and I finish things. Yeah, so it's like my 12 days of life editing series from December, where I was releasing a brand new digital course every day for 12 days. And sometimes it was really hard to get them done, but I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to see it through. So yeah, maybe I'm a finisher. All right, we're almost there. The fourth kind of different plan that you might choose is pyramid planning. Again, if you've done the Edit My Life Planner, you might be familiar with this. So pyramid planning is for those of us who want to get a little deeper into our goals and make a more thought out plan. So if it's been a year and you can't handle anything else, just pick a word of the year and be done with it, because that word will guide you for everything going forward, every single decision you need to make. But if you do have a little more mental capacity, emotional capacity, and you can make a more thorough plan, a pyramid plan is awesome. So you know what a pyramid looks like. So pyramid planning is where everything you do, every action you take every day leads to your goal at the apex of the pyramid. So the base of the pyramid is full of tasks, lots and lots of little tasks that you do. And for me, I like to keep my tasks 10 minutes or under. So every task that I do should take under 10 minutes to complete. If it's bigger than that, it's becoming a project, which is the next level of the pyramid. In the middle are the projects, and projects are made up of lots of little tasks, sometimes hundreds of tasks. And the tasks that you do directly lead into a project. They're directly from a project. And then at the very top of the apex of your pyramid are your goals. And your projects are smaller parts of your goal and they directly lead to your goal. So that means when you're doing something, it should have a direct, clear path to your goal. So let's say you want to earn money for your business. You want to earn $1,000 this month for your business. Awesome. And you're doing stuff during the day. Let's say you're posting on social media. Does posting on social media directly lead to you earning $1,000 as your goal this month? Maybe if you're sharing a link to a product that they can buy, maybe that is, or maybe if you're showing a tutorial of how to use your product and you're getting sales from that. Yeah. But if you're just posting, I don't know, look at the sandwich I ate today. Unless you are like a recipe blogger or a nutritionist or something, it's just posting about what your sandwich is for the day is probably not going to earn you money for your business. So you've got limited time. Time is a limited resource. You can't get more time. I have no time turner or DeLorean here for you. I can't give you more time. I try. But you can always get more money. I mean, they print more money every day. That's a renewable resource. You can always earn more money. So if you're looking at what you're doing during the day, make sure those tasks are directly leading to your goals. That's pyramid planning. So you might have a big goal, earn $1,000 from your business this month. And a smaller project might be to release or launch a new digital course. And a smaller task from that project might be to get a new CRM like Kajabi or something like that. Record and upload your videos for that course, create worksheets for that course, create a marketing plan for those courses. Those are all smaller little tasks. I hope this is making sense. If you need more details about pyramid planning, then you're definitely going to want to check out the Edit My Life Planner. Okay. Finally, the fifth kind of plan that I want to talk about is my life editing process. Yay! For those of you who have been here for a while, I'm the life editor. It's trademarked. That was one of my proudest moments of my business was trademarking life editor. But my life editing process is a 5-step process that walks you through editing and cleaning up all the parts of your life, just like how a book editor edits a manuscript. So you can see my lovely bookshelf. I was a book editor for 10 years before I became a life coach. I've been doing life and business coaching for 13 years now. But I decided to combine my old talents as a book editor with my new career as a life coach. And I noticed because I was teaching my clients how to make positive changes in their lives, but I was using the same concepts that I used to use as an editor. So it made sense to me in my head. So it's a 5-step process. And if you've done my Life Editing for Beginners program, do I have an overlay for that? There it is. It's my Life Editing for Beginners program is all about my life editing process. And let me put that one up too. Bam. Okay. So this is my life editing process. And this is a way that you can create your goals too, which we will be going through in a moment as well. So it's 5 steps and it's a cyclical process that you go through again and again and again and again, because your life is always changing. So you're always going to be editing your lives. But basically the concept of life editing is make small, tiny little edits to become the best version of you. It's like when I was a book editor, I would get a manuscript on my desk. Yes, this is back in the day when the manuscripts were printed out. I had my red pen and I was actually writing on paper. Yes. So I couldn't say, oh, this manuscript is terrible and just throw it in the trash. No, I had to find the good within the manuscript. And that's how my life editing process came about. It's finding the good in your current life by making small little edits to become the best you. You're not giving yourself a total makeover. You're not throwing your current life in the trash. You're not becoming a whole new person. You're taking the best parts of you and amplifying them. And you're getting rid of those things, maybe bad habits and things that are holding you back and not helping you get to your goals. So we'll go over more of this in a minute. But if you do want to check out Life Editing for Beginners, it has lots more information about how to incorporate my life editing process. If any of you have done my life editing process, I would love to hear, whether you've done it as a one-on-one client with me, whether you've done life editing for beginners, whether you've watched any of my digital courses where I talk about my life editing process. That is a great way to work on your goals little by little by little. It's how do I say this? It's not intimidating. It's easy peasy goal planning. All right. Moving on. You know what time it is. We got another mini challenge. I feel like I need like a theme song or something every time this comes out. All right, we have the wheel of mini challenges again. Now remember, we did a mini challenge earlier this call where you're going to do 5 days of habits. So 5 days of new habits in whatever way that looks like for you. So I'm going to spin the wheel and we're going to do another 5-day challenge, and you can incorporate it into your 12-week plan, into your yearly plan, or you don't have to do it. Like, I'm not the boss of you, but I think it is a good jumping off point if you need some ideas for your 2024 plans. Okay, ready? Let's do this. Number four is 5 days of warm letters. We did that last year too. Okay, so warm letters. For those of you who have never heard of warm letters, this is a business one. Now, I did say for the mini challenges, I have a mix of business, self-development, and productivity. So this is a business one. I know not everyone here is a business owner, but for those of you who have done, there's nowhere for me to be. For those of you who have done my Startup in 60 program, you're going to be really familiar with warm letters. So you've heard of cold marketing, right? Cold calling. It's really gross. That's when you contact somebody, but they don't know you, and you try to sell to them. So you don't know them, they don't know you, and you're trying to make a sale. It's super, super gross. I get cold emails every single day from people trying to sell stuff to me, and it's gross. It's super gross. Don't do cold marketing for your business. Like, please, please. I never teach cold marketing because it's gross and it's rude and it's just a waste of your time. The people who do cold marketing, they're sending out hundreds of emails or hundreds of DMs, trying to just, it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. It's a waste of your time, and there are better marketing methods, such as warm letters or warm calls or warm emails. And what that is, it's completely different from cold marketing or cold calling, where you don't know them and they don't know you. With warm letters, you know them and they know you, and they love everything about you. They are already warm to you. And the reason we want to do warm marketing is because it's infinitely easier to get more sales when you target the people who are most likely to buy from you. So those are your friends and family, your past clients, your current clients, people on your email subscriber list, people who fill out your surveys and your assessment forms, people who reach out to you and start conversations on social media, people who follow you on social media. It's people who already know you have a business, and they like you and you like them. So warm letters, 5 days of warm letters, is I would like each of you who has a business to do a warm letter plan. And if you've got Startup in 60, you can just follow the plan in there. It is a 5-day plan, actually, in Startup in 60. And I've got warm letter templates that you can plug and play, like your own business products and services in there. Basically, what a warm letter is you're going to send a letter or an email to someone who is already warm to you, and you're going to kindly ask them to buy something. So the first part of, I'll go through this really quick because we're going to be here for 5 hours, but really quickly, the way you do a warm letter is, first, you're going to write a list of everyone you have ever met in your entire life. I'm serious. Like, write down every single name you can think of. Your friends, your family, your coworkers, your old coworkers, people in your neighborhood, people like you see at the Starbucks, your mail carrier, your friends of friends of friends, your old college roommate, people who used to be on a team with you. Everyone. The idea is just to just brain dump and write as many names as you possibly can. You're not going to be sending warm letters to all these people, but the idea is just to get your brain working and writing names. And you might do this over a few days because you'll be in the shower and you'll think of somebody else like, oh, what about that person? Write them down. Once you've got your list, ideally you'll have at least 250 names, ideally 250 names or more on your list. Then you're going to go through your list and you're going to A, B, C, D them. You're going to categorize them A, B, C, or D. So the A people love everything about you. You love them. They love you. They have bought from you before. They're your best friends. If you send them an email saying, hey, do you want to buy this thing? They will buy it, of course. So those are your A people. B people, they know you, they like you, but they probably need just a little bit more information about your business or what this thing is to see the value in it. So tell me a little bit more about this product, or tell me more about this service, or maybe they need a free call first and then they'll buy. Your C people are people who you have a more distant relationship. They're friends of friends of friends. They might not exactly remember your name or where they met you from, and they definitely need a lot more information before they're ready to buy from you. So they're just kind of vaguely there in the background. And the D people are for delete. These are people you do not want to sell to. You do not want to work with. They don't want to buy anything from you. You don't want anything to do with them. And you have my permission to delete them from your list. So once you have A, B, C, and D, the people on your warm letter list, you're going to send warm letters to the A people, the people who already know, like, and trust you, the people who are most likely to buy from you. And I've got templates that you can fill out in Startup in 60 for your own business. So you don't have to like write it from scratch. Ideally, you're going to have at least 25 people on your A list to send warm letters to. You're going to send these warm letters, and it's a warm letter. So at the beginning, you're going to connect with them warmly because you actually know this person. So you're going to say like, hey, Sally, how was your trip to Paris? How are the kids doing? I saw your Christmas photos on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. You're going to create a conversation because you actually know these people and they like you. Then you're going to introduce them to your business and what you're doing. Like, hey, I just relaunched my business and I'm doing this new product about X, Y, and Z. And then you're going to do the call to action. You're going to ask them, hey, click here if you want to buy my new thing or want to check out my new thing with all the details. Or get them to do a free call. Click here for a free call because I think this new program would be perfect for you. And then at the end, you say, I'm going to check in with you in 2 days. And then really do it. I have to like push people to actually follow up. So say you're going to check in with them in 2 days if you haven't heard from them, and then actually do that. Like put the reminder in your calendar. The reason we do that is because people are busy. People are busy. Like your email might go into their spam folder, or they might open it and say, oh, I'll get back to that later, or they didn't read it clearly enough, or whatever. Please, please, please follow up with the people that you send your warm letters to. It is the kind thing to do. That's how you're going to get sales, because these people actually like you and you're not bothering them because they're already warm to you. So even if they don't buy, these A people might be able to recommend you to their friends and family, and can be able to get sales that way. Or they might share whatever it is that you're selling in their email newsletter or in some other way. So that's what a warm letter is. So for your 5-day mini challenge of doing your warm letters, I would say use the 5 days to create your list, to ABCD them, to write out your draft of your warm letter. And then the last 2 days, just start sending those warm letters. Ideally, we're trying to get up to 25 warm letters to A people. And here's what's going to happen when you do a warm letter campaign. I recommend people who are just starting their businesses, again, if you're doing the Startup in 60 program, it leads you through starting a business, to do warm letters early because you're going to get those easy yes sales. You're going to get that money coming in quickly. And you need that right at the start of your business. You need sales right at the start of your business because starting a business is really hard sometimes, and you're getting out of your comfort zone and you're doing all of these things that are new and different to you, and you're trying to earn money, and it's weird, it's strange, it's nerve-wracking. But if you get some sales within the first couple of months, ideally in Startup in 60, within the first 60 days of your business, then it's going to give you that boost of confidence. You're going to be motivated to keep going when it gets hard. I definitely see a complete difference of people who earn money in the first 60 days of your business, like in Startup in 60, if you earn money within the first 60 days of your business, it is so much easier to stay with your business through the long haul, through the ups and downs, through the mistakes, than if you don't earn money in your first 60 days of having a business. You'll lose your motivation. You'll start questioning yourself and you'll give up on your business. I've seen that happen over and over and over again. So for those of you who are watching, if you have a business, did you make any money within the first 60 days of your business? And have you done a warm letter campaign before? So go ahead and leave a comment and let me know if you're going to do this warm letter challenge. And I do warm letters still, even though I'm like 13 years into this game, I still do warm letters because it's a quick, easy way to get sales fast. And it builds that trust among the people who really, really like you already. Like that's how you get super fans. I don't know if you've heard the term super fans. It's what I call the people in my business who have bought 3 or more things from me. So if they bought at least 3 things from me, they're considered my super fans. Like they really, really like me. And I give those people extra freebies. I give them more discounts. I give them bonuses. I give them free calls. I check in with them through warm letters. I want to nurture those people who really, really like me because they'll keep buying from me and they'll tell all their friends. And I want that for you too. So Dazim says, no, I haven't made any money yet. I've done warm letter things. Only one person responded, my closest cousin. Yes, sometimes, like that's why we're trying to get to the point of sending at least 25 warm letters, because the odds are in your favor that you will actually get at least one sale from sending 25 warm letters. So I don't want this whole call to be about business, but let me tell you about the 10% rule, since you have very clearly illustrated the 10% rule right here. Okay, so the idea with warm letters is to come up with at least 250 names and then send warm letters to 25 people with the goal of getting at least one sale. Most people get more than that. They get a handful of sales, but at least one sale is the ultimate goal. And this goes along with the 10% rule, which was taught to me more than a decade ago from one of my coaches. So basically, the idea of the 10% rule is that when you make an effort in your business, you can expect a 10% return on investment for whatever effort you put into your business. And if you get anything above 10%, you're doing really, really good. And you might want to know, well, if I do some kind of effort, like send an email or launch a course or something, I want 100%. I want 100% return on investment. That's just not going to happen. So the way that the 10% rule shows up is in lots of different ways. So if you are doing a warm letter campaign, you're going to come up with a list of ideally 250 names. That's great. We are not going to send warm letters to all those people. We're trying to find the top 10% who actually deserve a warm letter, and that is 25 people. So from those 25 people, we can expect, again, another 10% return on investment. When you send those 25 emails, you can expect 10% to take action to buy something. So around 2.5 people to buy something, ideally. So when I talk to my clients and they're like, I'm doing all this effort, I'm sending all these emails and I'm not getting anything, I'll look at their email subscriber list and they might have 10 people, 15 people on their email list. And that's not enough people to get a good return on investment. That's not enough people to get people buying. So I'm not trying to discourage you, but let's say you have an email subscriber list of 1,000 people and you send an email. So you send a marketing email launching a new product to 1,000 people. 1,000 people on your list. Not all 1,000 people are going to open your emails. Let's say you're doing really, really good if you get 10% of them to open. I know that's shocking for a lot of you, especially some of you who are just starting. You're probably getting 50% opens or 60% opens, which is really good. But as your list gets larger and larger, it gets more diluted and fewer people are opening. So let's say you have 1,000 people on your list, you send an email. Of those 1,000 people, 100 people will open the email. That's 10%. Of those 100 people who open the email, 10%, 10 people will click on the link to go to the sales page for whatever it is you're selling. Of those 10 people who click on the link, you can expect 10% to buy from the sales page. So one person. And I didn't believe this the first time that I heard it. I was like, this can't possibly be true. And you can get a better return on investment if you do a lot of warming up your list and a lot of nurturing and being there for your super fans and giving really good freebies and really good information that actually uplifts people rather than just surface level fluffy stuff. But I saw it happen in my own business too. So years ago, when I got over 1,000 people on my email list, everything changed. That's when every email that I sent, I was getting at least one sale. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, it's really true. Because when I had 100 people on my list, 200 people on my list, and I was struggling, and I was like, why is nobody buying? It's because I hadn't established myself enough. I hadn't built up that rapport with them. I hadn't been emailing them consistently week after week after week after week. But by the time I got to 1,000 people on my list, they were used to seeing me every single week. And then I knew that I could send an email and make money at that point. So I guess my whole point is that's why we send a lot of warm letters. That's why I want you to send at least 25 warm letters to people who are warm to you. Now, if you have a list of 1,000 people, they're not all warm to you. Like those of you who are here on the Planning Pajama Party, you're probably warm for me. You've been following me for years. I actually do know who a lot of you are. So we have that rapport. So you're more likely to buy from me and promote me to other people too. But a lot of people on my list, like most of my list, 90% of my list, I'm not warm to them. So I still get about a 10% return on investment. Woo! That was a really big tangent. And I'm looking at the people who are watching. I just keep seeing people leaving. So for those of you who have businesses, I didn't mean to scare you about that. But this is why in my Startup in 60 program, I have a whole module about warm letters and why it's so important to send warm letters and get at least one sale within the first 60 days of your business. And that really establishes your business as a business. Because if you're not earning money, it's just an expensive hobby. And I want all of you who have businesses to have real businesses. Okay, let's see. Tina, see you later. Thank you for being here. Yes, we will have a replay for any of you who are watching. And you have Startup in 60 that would go through. Yes, please go through Startup in 60. It is really helpful, and it goes in so much more depth than I have here on the Planning Pajama Party. Okay, next, we did our second mini 5-day mini challenge. So now it's time to say goodbye to 2023. Goodbye, 2023. Goodbye. I know some of you are like, good riddance, 2023. Get out of here. But we're going to kindly and gently say goodbye to 2023. So if you have a notebook with you, I hope you did, because I asked you to get one. So have a notebook or your planner or something in front of you so you can take notes right now, because I'm going to give you some end of year review questions. And some of these questions come from, my end of year review free workshop. It's on sagegrayson.com. I will send you an email so you can get it too. It's free. It comes with the word of the year workshop. And basically it's how to do an end of year review to give yourself a moment, give yourself a pause, and say goodbye to the year. Why would we want to do this? Why would we want to say goodbye to the previous year? Like, let's just start the new year. Well, I don't want you to continue to make the same mistakes that you made this year in 2024. And not only that, I want you to be able to take a moment and feel good about the progress that you did make in 2023. Some of you might be thinking, what progress? I didn't make any progress. You did. There are definitely good things in 2023 that you did do, big or small. You made some progress. You did something good. You accomplished something, even if it's just like you got out of bed this morning. You might not have showered. You might not have gotten out of your PJs. You might still be in your PJs, but you got out of bed this morning, and that's something. And I want you to acknowledge the progress you've made, big or small. That's why we do an end of year review. Not only that, we do an end of year review, but also in the Edit My Life Planner, there. We do a quarterly review. So remember how I said that you do 12 weeks of work and then the 13th week is your planning week. Your quarterly review is what you do during your planning week. So I'm going to give you some questions to answer for yourself right now. And I would love for you to share your answers to these questions in the comments below. Even if you are watching the replay and you got to pause it, right, and then come back, that's totally fine. Leave your answers in the comments below. So let's start with the big one. What were your biggest successes in 2023 from any area of your life? So it could be your health or your home or your business, or it could be your finances or family relationships or your career or friendships or your spirituality, any area of your life. What were your biggest successes? So write those down now. Again, if you got to pause the replay, you can do that. So write down, what were your biggest successes? So for me, my biggest successes were probably finishing my 12 days of life editing and doing 12 all new digital courses in 12 days. That was a huge accomplishment for me. I also, I had COVID, which was horrific. And then I was sick for about 3 months afterwards. And I came out on the other side. There was a time when I was sick that I thought I would never, ever be well again. And I'm just so grateful for my body and for my health and being able to make it out on the other side. Like, that was a huge accomplishment. All right. I wrote 50,000 words for National Novel Writing Month, Rebel, this November. Oh my gosh. That is a huge accomplishment. How many writers do we have here in the planning party? That's an amazing accomplishment. Yes. So for any of you who do have like a writing goal of that, or if you produce some kind of content, so maybe it's writing for a novel, or maybe it's writing blog posts, maybe it's writing scripts for a YouTube video, or maybe it's even like doing short form videos like TikToks or whatever. You're putting some kind of content creation out there. I love it. Definitely write that down as some of your successes for 2023. Oh my gosh, I had long COVID for 2 years. Wow. Like, when I was sick, I was thinking about all the people who had much worse symptoms and much worse like experiences than me. But I still thought there was a time I thought I'm never going to be well again. And it was really rough. So I'm feeling that for all of you who had to deal with that. That was rough, but you made it out. You made it out on the other side. We all did. All right. So the number one is write down all of your successes. And you might want to come back to this list a few days from now, because I bet you'll come up with some other things. Like, as you're going through your day, you might come up with a few other things that were that you want to consider as a success. Anything, big or small. Maybe you paid off a debt, or maybe you paid off a little bit of your debt. You did something, or maybe you got out of a bad relationship, or maybe you started a business, or maybe you got your first sale, or you came to the planning pajama party and you're being proactive about your life. That's something to celebrate. All right, so moving on. Second question for saying goodbye to 2023 is, what were your biggest challenges for 2023? What were your biggest challenges? So some of them might even be tied into your biggest successes. So coming out the other side of COVID was a big challenge that I dealt with this year. And then earlier, this is like, it might be hard to think about stuff from earlier in the year, but I had a very severe depressive episode in the spring around March, which was really tough, but I got through that too. So that was a really big challenge, but I made it through. Other challenges. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I would love to hear what challenges you might have. So maybe it was like work challenges or drama, or maybe it was ways of being. Like, maybe you just got into a funk this year and just didn't want to do anything. Or maybe you lost the good habits that you had established before. Or maybe you weren't making the best choices for yourself. Or like we talked about, maybe you're just drifting along, going by the seat of your pants, but now you're stopping that and you're going to make a better plan. So pause the video if you need to and write down any of the challenges you had. And this isn't to make you feel bad or guilt trip you. It's just so that when you're going into 2024, you know, oh, I had a really bad situation with that person, I'm going to have clearer boundaries going forward. Or, oh, I made this decision and it wrecked my finances. So I'm going to have more boundaries with my money in 2024, something like that. Okay, here's a fun one. What do you want more of? And this totally goes along with my word for 2024, which is more. So, what do you want more of in 2024? More money, more friendships, more self-discipline? Is it, I don't know, promotion at work, more responsibility? Do you want more confidence, more love? Uh, I would love to hear, what do you want more of? For me, I definitely want to read more, but I'm not really sure what that looks like at the moment. Because though I read 123 books in 2023, the past 2 months, I read nothing. I read nothing the past 2 months. And I had so much, like, I don't know, I thought I was going to read a ton. And then I got so busy because, like I said, I did 9 or 10 bundles since October 1st. And I did my 12 days of life editing with 12 all new courses. So it was like, I did my best, but I think I want to read more, but I'm not sure what that looks like yet. That's what I want more of. So money for sure. A soulmate, yes. Take that in addition to money. Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, just think about, what do you want more of? And it might be a specific thing, like I want more money for my business or whatever, but it might also be a feeling like I want more happiness. I want more confidence. And then on the flip side, what do you want less of? So we got to talk about that too. So maybe it's less drama, less gossip, maybe less, let's be real here, less food that kind of makes you feel bad. So maybe if you eat something and it makes you feel sick, or it does not support your health goals, maybe it's less drinking, less smoking, or something like that. Maybe you want less hours at work, whether it's your business or another career. Like, how can you work more efficiently? I've got a great new course, because I just released all these courses. Edit your time and get stuff done. That will help you work fewer hours during the week, but still have a big output for your business or your career. So still get stuff done, but in less time. So what do you want less of? Maybe less struggling, maybe less floundering, um, less snapping at your kids, maybe something like that. Keep the cookies, less procrastination and worry. Okay, I'll give you that. I think I'll keep the cookies too. Yes, maybe less procrastination, less worry. And maybe that's like, maybe it's in a combination with your less and more. So less procrastination and worry, and maybe more coping skills, or more ways to take care of yourself, more mental health resources, something like that, or more productivity resources. Okay, and the final question for saying goodbye to 2023 is, what was the biggest lesson that you learned in 2023? What was the biggest lesson that you learned? I learned that I have a bigger capacity for work than I thought I did. And that's like really, like, in the past 3 months. I think after I got better from being sick, I just had like so much drive to do stuff. So I'm like, I'm going to apply to every damn bundle and summit that I can. And I did. And that's why I've kind of been everywhere the past 3 months. And I'm like, I'm going to put out 12 new products in 12 days just because I can. So I guess I learned that I think maybe in the past, I let myself play small and be like, oh, I don't want to release that, or I don't want to do that, or maybe I want to do a little bit or take on this much. But like, when I won't want to say push myself, but when I challenge myself to have a bigger capacity and to do more, I can easily fit that in. And I don't want to work at that type of capacity all the time because I might burn out. But it's good to know that, like, the lesson that I learned is that I'm capable of more than I give myself credit for. I think kind of all of us are. I think if you gave yourself a little bit more credit and tried just a little bit more, you would surprise yourself. So maybe if you like post one blog post a week, maybe you could post two blog posts a week and have the capacity to do that. And what would that do? Would that double your traffic to your site, double your sales? Or maybe you have the capacity to do something more like to say no to eating out every day of the week. Maybe you only eat out or get takeout or delivery twice a week or something like that. And I think maybe it feels hard at first. I think any kind of change might be hard at first, but I'm always surprised and delighted for myself and my clients when we get out of our comfort zone and we take on just a little bit more, that we're able to sustain it. It's kind of like how I see when people become mothers and they're able to sustain that too without, I don't know, without the house burning down or something. Like if you have to do something or some beautiful thing comes into your life, you're able to wrap that into your current routines and schedules and your current capacity, and you're able to handle it. I hope this is making sense. I would love to hear your thoughts too. All right, so that is the end of the saying goodbye to 2023. Let me recap. You're going to pause the video if you need and write down in your notebook your biggest successes, your biggest challenges, what you want more of, what you want less of, and the biggest lesson that you learned in 2023. Okay, now we're going to talk about the life editing process, and I do have to put up my little overlay. Bam, there we go. Just because it'll make it a lot easier. So if you have done my life editing for beginners course, you'll be familiar with my life editing process. And we're going to use the 5 steps in my life editing process to help you come up with ideas and priorities for 2024. So we said goodbye to 2023. And now let's think about, what do I really want in 2024? So I've got 5 prompts. One goes with each step of the life editing process, and it's going to help you come up with ideas and priorities for the next year. Okay, so number 1 is step number 1 for my life editing process. This is create a foundation. And what a foundation is anything in your life that keeps you stable and keeps you upright and supports you. So think about the foundation of a house. It supports the house. It keeps it upright, keeps it stable. So there are things in your life that are your foundation that keep you stable, that help you support you. So that might be friends and family. It might be good food to eat that gives you energy throughout the day. It might be having a house to live in. It might be a dog or other kind of pet. It might be your kids. It might be the paycheck that you get. Even if you don't like your job, you're still getting paid and that's supporting you. So there are lots of things in your life that make up your foundation. The reason we talk about your foundation is because things will get hard. Like, welcome to the human condition. Things will get hard. And when things get hard for you and you feel like giving up, you can always lean on your foundation to get that support that you need to keep going. So if like you hate your job and it's really, really hard to keep going every day, but you get a paycheck from it, you can think about all the reasons why you are going to that job. Like the paycheck helps you buy good food to eat, support your kids, have a roof over your head, pay for your phone, all of that good stuff. So even though you're not in a great place right now, your foundation has lots of things that are supporting you. So the first step is to list down 3 positive things in your foundation. So 3 positive things in your foundation. And this is going to give you ideas for what your priorities are going to be in 2024. So write down 3 things that are in your foundation right now, big or small. It could be like you have a roof over your head, you have people who love you, you have eyes to watch this video, whatever is in your foundation, whatever is supporting you. All right. My biggest success of 2023 was consistently playing with my nephew at least once a week. Oh, my niece outgrew playing with auntie, and I'm so sad that I used to miss playtime for work. Oh, I know. I think we can all think about how do we want to use our time better in 2024. Like, we can learn from the past. We're not going to dwell on it and mope about it. We're going to make better choices going forward because your time is so, so precious. Remember, you can't get the time back. I can't give you more time. So if you've got a chance, use the time that you have. Yeah. Biggest challenge would have been financial. Yes, I think a lot of people are feeling penny pinched right now. So, yep. Uh, so happy you have your nephew. Yes, of course. Thank you all for commenting and keeping these friendships going in the comments too. Okay, so that's step number one is create your foundation. So write down three things, three positive things in your foundation. This will affect your priorities going forward. Step number two in my life editing process is everyone's favorite step. It's delete bad influences. So just like how a book editor deletes the things that don't support the story, that don't make sense, that gets rid of the bad grammar and all of that with her red pen, I want you to delete the things that are holding you back in your life, those bad influences that you need to get rid of to become your best edited self. So I want you to list three bad influences that you're going to edit in 2024. So maybe that's you're going to stop smoking, or you're going to stop drinking to excess, or you're going to stop working overtime, or maybe you're going to stop scrolling through your phone and looking at social media for hours and hours and hours, or maybe you're going to cut back on your TV time, or maybe it's a mindset thing. You're going to stop talking bad about yourself. You're going to stop comparing yourself to others. Maybe you're going to unsubscribe from newsletters so you don't even see those people that you're comparing yourself to. Maybe you're going to stop looking at gossip sites and news sites. I would love to hear what bad influences are you deleting. So write down three bad influences that you're going to delete in 2024. I always recommend like putting a limit on your social media. So maybe, I know it sounds silly, but going on social media, but setting a timer first. So at the end of the day, if you really do want to decompress and you just want to scroll through social media, I'm not going to take that away from you, but set a timer for like 15 minutes or 30 minutes. And when the timer goes off, stop, because you don't need to be affecting yourself with that constant barrage of information and comparison. So think about, what do you want to delete? Three things to delete. Yeah, maybe it's some lazy habits that you have or bad habits that you have. Maybe it's certain people. Maybe you really do need to cut out certain people and like not be around them, or set a really strong boundary around your time with them. In 2024, I want more income, more self-control, yes, trying to lose weight, and more adventure. Less cakes, no, less cow's milk, I'm allergic, and less procrastination. Oh, that's tough. I know several people who are lactose intolerant, and despite the nasty effects that happen when they eat things that have milk in them, they're still doing it. I think all of us have bad habits, whether that's like eating something that you're allergic to, or whether that's like talking with an ex, or whether that's giving into too much social media time. We've all got these bad influences going on. So yeah, absolutely. Need to scroll on TikTok less. Need to get rid of my self-doubt. Those are great ones. So I do understand the pressure to like be everywhere. Like there's a new social media platform, you should be a part of it. But I made the conscious decision, and this was like really hard during quarantine when everyone was getting on TikTok. I was like, I'm not going to do this. I just knew in my gut that I would waste hours and hours and hours and hours of time on TikTok if I got a TikTok account. So I do not have a TikTok account. I actually limit my social media a lot. So I'm on social media really just for my business. So I've got Facebook, social media, I've got YouTube, and I've got Pinterest. I don't know if I don't think you'd really call Pinterest a social platform, maybe. I don't know. It's more of like a search engine. But I really only get on there for my business. So if I'm on YouTube, I'm like posting a video or I'm researching a video or something. I try to, if I am watching YouTube, I set a timer, because I know like I'll just like watch crafting videos or movie videos over and over again. So I need to like limit that. And then same thing on Facebook. I got to use a timer because I'll just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. But one thing I did delete in Facebook is I am really conscious about only following pages that uplift me. So if you scroll through my Facebook, it's a lot of like cat videos and dog videos and like humanity doing wonderful things. I really just follow a lot of like uplifting things, because I just can't take the drama. It'll wreck me for the whole rest of the day if I see something nasty on there. So yeah, if you need to limit your social media, put boundaries around your social media, put time limits around your social media, I think that's an awesome thing to delete in 2024. Yes, all the cuteness, all the cuteness. Okay, so that's two, is delete bad influences. Come up with 3 bad influences that you want to delete in 2024. Moving on to step 3 is add good habits. Remember, we talked about adding habits as one of your 5-day mini challenges at the beginning of this call. So add good habits. So list 3 good habits that you want to create, big or small. So it doesn't have to be like, I'm going to run 10 miles every morning. It doesn't need to be that big of a habit. It could just be, I'm going to put my dishes in the dishwasher immediately when I'm done with them. Or I'm going to fold the clothes from the dryer immediately as soon as the dryer goes off. Like, it can be little habits, but come up with 3 habits that you want to create in 2023. Maybe that's getting to inbox 0 every day. That's something that I do, and I've been doing that for years. Maybe it's, I don't know, you're going to get in the habit of emailing your subscriber list once a week, or you're going to get into the habit of reading to your kids every single night. That only takes 10, 15 minutes. Or maybe you're going to floss every day. I think that's probably a lot of people's habits that they could do but don't do. I actually have a really, really good dentist, and I try to floss, but it's a very hard habit for me to set up. What else? Yeah, other good habits. Maybe, like we talked about before, about bookending your day. Maybe you're going to read for 10 minutes in the morning and read for 10 minutes in the afternoon or evening. So come up with 3 good habits that you want to create in 2024. Okay, we're going through the life editing process. We're almost there. Step 4 is rearrange everything. And what this means is it's your time management. So sometimes rearranging just a few things in our schedule can make your days flow so much better. So maybe you like work out in the afternoons or evenings, but if you moved it to the mornings, you would have more energy throughout the day. Or maybe you look at your to-do list in the morning, but if you took 5 minutes to look at your to-do list the night before, you would feel less frazzled in the morning. So that's what we're talking about, rearranging everything. And in terms of publishing, that's like when you rearrange the things in a manuscript to get a better flow. So what could you rearrange? Come up with 3 ways to rearrange your time. Maybe I know a bunch of people who they have errands and things that they have to do away from the house. And rather than just doing them on whatever day that they think of them, they gather them all up and maybe do all of their errands Friday afternoon. And so they're only out of the house once, driving all over the place, knocking things out, rather than going out every single day. Or maybe you're going to use some kind of like batch schedule, like Monday you do all your marketing, Tuesday you do all of your writing, Wednesday you do all of your emails, something like that. So think of 3 ways that you can rearrange your time, rearrange everything in 2024. Let's see. I have 10 million, inbox 10 million. Oh my gosh. I will try to get back to my pre-COVID exercise. Yes, good. I was talking to somebody else about emails this morning, and like I get about, it varies. It's like 250 to 300 emails a day. And yes, not some of them are like cold emails and cold marketing. I can delete them. Some of them are like newsletters and things that I subscribe to, but a lot of them are clients and customers and like business stuff that I actually have to attend to. And I don't know, it's just like, for me, I don't know if like 250 emails is a lot or not a lot. I think it's probably not a lot to some of you. I think it might be a lot for some of the other ones. But to getting to inbox 0 or as close as possible to inbox 0 every day just helps me feel accomplished. It's like cleaning off my desk, and so I don't have stuff all over the place. It just makes me feel like that's how I want to start my day, knowing that I completed everything in a timely manner. And it's just me. I don't have a virtual assistant or somebody going through my emails. It's just me. But that's one way that I can feel like I'm getting everything done and nothing's hanging over my head. Inbox 0. All right, so step 5 is to make white space. And white space is a publishing term that literally means the white space on a printed page. So like this is white space. It's literally white space. And white space on a printed page gives the reader's eyes a place to rest so they're not bombarded by stuff all the time. And it makes things easier to read. So that's publishing what white space means. But in your life, white space means breathing space where you can relax and recharge and be vulnerable and be yourself and give yourself a break. So I want you to come up with 3 self-care activities, 3 white space activities that you can add in 2024. So maybe that would be creating more white space by not working overtime anymore. Or maybe that's going on a date with your partner once a week. Or maybe that's reading a favorite book once a week. Maybe that's going for a walk in your neighborhood every day, every morning, like have that time to yourself. Maybe it's meditating every day. I would love to hear, what are your self-care activities that you want to add in 2024? Or if you've got good ones right now, please share them, because I think we all need some ideas. All right, I do have to take a quick detour to talk about the difference between self-care and self-comfort. Because every time I ask people to tell me your self-care ideas, I get a whole bunch of self-comfort ideas. And I have to be like, let's fix that. All right. So if you've watched my free workshop, the simple formula for daily motivation, you know all about the difference between self-care and self-comfort. So self-care are things that care for you. When you do these things, they give you energy, they replenish you. At the end of it, you feel like a better person. You feel revived after doing self-care activities. Self-comfort activities, on the other hand, comfort you in the moment. They numb you out so you don't have to deal with reality, so you don't have to deal with your problems. So self-comfort activities might be scrolling through TikTok for 3 hours. You're numbing out by not either doing your work or being with your family or taking care of your health. You're just numbing out because you can't deal with anything anymore. And you probably feel worse after doing that. Self-comfort might be eating an entire chocolate cake. You might feel good and comforted in the moment, but you're going to feel really sick later. Self-comfort might also be avoiding having a serious conversation with someone. And that's the thing about self-care. It might not always feel great in the moment, but you're going to feel better after having done that. So for self-comfort, you're avoiding those conversations. You're not going to have that awkward conversation. You're not going to deal with that. You're not going to look at your bank account. You're not going to do any of that stuff. You're just going to comfort yourself with nonsense. So I want you to choose self-care activities that give you energy, that care for you, that lift you up, that make you feel better. So those might be different for everyone, but that might be having an honest conversation with somebody or bonding with somebody. That might be giving your body fuel, like good food, instead of food that makes you feel sick or lethargic. It might be reading and indulging in a hobby. It might be seeking out work that fills you with joy. So yeah, I think a lot of us are kind of like numbing out at a job or a career that's not really adding value to our lives. And hey, I get it. We all need a paycheck, but maybe you should start looking for some other kind of work that does fill you up, that does fill you with passion and give you some kind of drive and energy. So I want you to write down 3 self-care activities, white space activities that you want to add in 2024, big or small. Jackie, thank you so much for being here. Yes, please watch the replay. Bye. Yes. Oh, spending time with your mom every day. Yes, of course. It's a great one. So if you're watching the replay, go ahead and leave your ideas in the comments. Let's do a quick recap of the life editing process to come up with ideas for your priorities in 2024. So first, create a foundation. You're going to write down 3 positive things in your foundation, anything that you're grateful for, anything that supports you. Step 2, delete bad influences. You're going to write down 3 bad influences that you want to get rid of in 2024. Step 3, you're going to add good habits. So list 3 good habits that you want to create in 2024. Step 4, rearrange everything. You're going to list 3 ways to rearrange your time to be more efficient, to better use your time, to be more productive, whatever that means to you. So rearranging your time. And then step 5, 3 ways to make white space. So self-care, not self-comfort in 2024. Woo! All right. I do want to take 1 minute to say, if you are enjoying the life editing process and you want to learn more about it, you've got to check out the Big Bundle. I mentioned this at the beginning of the call. So the Life Editor Big Bundle is available right now, and I've been teasing it in my emails all week. So what the Big Bundle is, it is a collection of 19 digital courses to help you edit every part of your life and business. We've got stuff for productivity, stuff for business, self-development, manifesting. It's all in there. So there's something for everyone in the Life Editor Big Bundle. And right now you can click the link in the description or on the screen to check out the Life Editor Big Bundle. It is available until January 5th, 2024. And you're going to get 19 digital courses for 70% off. So only $397. So I would love to see all of you take advantage of the Big Bundle. If you haven't already, I know some of you already purchased it. And if you have purchased the Big Bundle, leave a comment and let me know what was your favorite course in the Big Bundle, or what was your favorite video or insight or worksheet in the Big Bundle. So if you're loving the Planning Pajama Party, please take advantage of the Life Editor Big Bundle. This is the first time that I've ever released it. And I know people have been asking, it's going to go away on January 5th or after January 5th. And it probably won't be back until at least 6 months to a year. And it's going to be different. Of course, there'll be new things added in there. Okay, so let's continue on. You know what time it is. We've got number 3. It's time for our mini challenges again. So we've already done 2 5-day mini challenges. We got 5 days of new habits and 5 days of warm letters. So we're going to spin the wheel again, and we're going to do another 5-day mini challenge. Remember, you don't have to do all the mini challenges. You can pick and choose. But if you do want to see if you can increase your capacity, I bet a lot of you could do all of these 5-day mini challenges in the next 12 weeks if you really pushed yourself. So let's spin the wheel. Oh, we already did 9. That was habits. Let's spin again. 2. Number 2 is 5 days of manifesting. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Okay, so you know I have created a bunch of new manifesting video courses that are now available on sagegrayson.com or in the Big Bundle. Let me put that up. In the Big Bundle. So they've just been very popular. My Law of Attraction for Skeptics kind of surprised me how many of you were interested in that. But I think that's kind of because I was feeling that for a while too. So I'm type A. I'm really high strung. I like what I like. And when I first heard about the Law of Attraction, I was definitely a skeptic. I'm like, this can't really work. But then I tried it, and I actually tried some very easy, practical manifesting techniques and got huge results. So I'm a big proponent of manifesting. So for this 5-day challenge, I want you to do 5 days of manifesting in whatever way that looks like to you. So maybe you're going to try a different manifesting exercise every day for 5 days. Or maybe you're going to try one manifesting exercise and do it every day for the 5 days continuously. So like maybe you're going to do like a 55 by 5 challenge. Have any of you heard of that before? Basically, it's a lot of writing for those of you who like writing. Basically, you write down what you want in the present tense, like, I don't know. I am so happy and grateful for earning an additional $1,000. Or I am so happy and grateful for getting this new job. Or I am so happy and grateful for losing 5 pounds, or whatever it is. You write that, and you write that affirmation, that positive thing that you want, over and over again, 55 times in one day for 5 days. So every day for 5 days, you write it 55 times. I have done this before and have gotten good results from it, but boy, does my hand hurt at the end of that. You don't have to do it all in one shot. Maybe you do like write it 5 times, take a break, write 5 more, and keep going until you get them all. But basically, it's reinforcing what you want in your mind. So then when you're out in the world, you'll see those opportunities that could lead to those things. So maybe you're writing, I want to earn $1,000 for my business, $1,000 for my business. And then you'll see an email saying, oh, we're accepting people into our bundle. And then maybe you'll apply for that bundle. Or maybe you'll get a great idea for a fun marketing email and you'll send that email. But basically, it's just reinforcing what you want in your mind so that you'll be able to look for those opportunities in the real world. Maybe for those 5 days, you'll do something fun like make a vision board. I have another class about the ultimate guide to vision boards that work, where I share how to set up your vision board. And a lot of the mistakes are people making so many mistakes with their vision boards. So I would love to see you make your own vision board and then like share it with us in the Facebook group, or just tell us what's on your vision board too in the comments. But like making a vision board, you could do that over 5 days. You could gather the images, you could lay them out. You could, I have a worksheet in the Vision Boards That Work class about different questions to ask yourself before you create your vision board. So maybe you'll do the questions and get right with what your intentions are. You'll gather your supplies, you'll make your vision board, you'll hang it up. Maybe you'll do some kind of ritual with it. For me, I like to study my vision board for at least 5 minutes every morning and just kind of breathe in the good vibes and reinforce what I'm working towards. So I went to the store like last week to get magazines, because I used to have a bunch of magazine subscriptions and I don't anymore because they keep closing and like people aren't buying magazines anymore. And I went to like the grocery store to get magazines and they hardly had any, but I was able to find some and I made a vision board. And then after I had already made my vision board, I was on Amazon. And do you know that they have vision board clip art magazines on Amazon? I did not know this. And I felt so silly afterwards. I'm like, I could have just gone to Amazon. So they have like, they're like the size of a magazine and it's got like on the cover, it's like 800 clip art for your vision board. So it's vision board clip art books on Amazon. And then they've got all these beautiful pictures that are actually for your vision board. And they got beautiful phrases, like they're specifically for vision boards and scrapbookers. That are not like, these are like from ads and stuff from magazines. So some stuff works and some stuff I kind of have to fudge it. And I was like, if I had known. So the next time I make a vision board, I'm going to Amazon, I'm buying those vision board clip art books. So I highly recommend that if you haven't made your vision board yet. But that might be something that you want to do for your 5 days of manifesting. Also, you could try affirmations, you could try scripting. I call it aspiration journaling. If you've got an idea for other ways to do manifesting, I would love to hear. One way that I like to do, I don't do this all the time, but I think it's fun. So you make like a cup of your favorite drink, whether it's coffee or tea or wine. We're not judging here. And then you say what you want and you kind of bless the water before you drink it. So you would say, I'm so happy and grateful for my new home in a beautiful neighborhood, or I'm so happy and grateful for earning $1,000 this month for my business, whatever it is. You kind of bless the water and put all of your intentions into the water. And then you slowly drink the water or the tea or the coffee, whatever, and you like take those good intentions into you. I love doing this. It just makes me feel so warm and like good. I feel like I'm like ingesting my intentions, like I'm ingesting having a good day and earning money and being happy. So do like that, you're blessing your drink before you drink it. That's a great way to manifest too. Oh, okay. Keelan says, how does one apply to be in a bundle? Ooh, I'm so glad you asked. Okay, so like I said, I've been spending a lot of time growing my business in the past 3 months. Like I said, I got over COVID and I was like, I need my life back. So I started looking for ways that I could reach more people. And one way, if you have a business, to reach more people is to be in a bundle. You've definitely seen these before, where it's a group of people or business owners, and it could be anywhere from like 10 to hundreds or thousands of people in a bundle. And basically, it's one person or one group of people like organize the bundle. So they might have, it's the marketing bundle, or it's the life coach bundle, or it's the I don't know, crystals bundle or something like that, or it's a self-care bundle. Usually the bundles have themes, but they don't always. And then at some point, whoever's organizing the bundle will ask for submissions, saying, hey, submit to this bundle. You've got until January 15th to submit. And if we choose you for the bundle, then you must upload your stuff by whatever, February 1st. They'll have like lists of what it is. So how do you apply to be in a bundle? First, you got to find the bundles. So I'm in several different coaching groups on Facebook. And a lot of times people post like, hey, I'm running a bundle. Please like apply. Or, hey, I found this bundle. I think somebody here might like it. But you could also like go to Google and just search bundles for 2024 or business bundles for 2024. Or if you, in the same vein, you could also do summits, but those are either live or pre-recorded. So I've done bundles and summits, and you just search for them. You go to Facebook and you can search bundles for 2024. You could look for bundle groups. I would be like more specific because like if you just look for bundles, you might find like a bundle of books or a bundle of clothes or something like that. So look for like business bundle or self-care bundle or whatever your field is and search for that. And then I know there are a bunch of Facebook groups that are just people who post bundles that they find. Like, here's a bundle you should apply for. Check out this bundle. And then you can apply for the ones that are right for you. So for me, I apply for business bundles. It's nuts. I am in 9 bundles in January and 2 summits in January. So all of the bundles and summits that I did in the past 3 months, I'm doing more of those in 1 month in January because it's January and like people are making goals and plans and bettering themselves. So there's lots of bundles in January. But I'm doing like a self-care bundle, a mindfulness bundle, a launch bundle, a content creation bundle, a work fewer hours bundle, an affiliate bundle. Like there's so many different categories that you could do for bundles. If you are in my Life Editor Awesome Party Facebook group, my LEAP group, I will occasionally post bundles that I find that I think you should apply to in there too. So Caitlin, I hope this is helpful. If anyone else has tips for applying for bundles and how to find bundles, usually it's I know it sounds like trite, but it's usually just Googling to find bundles and finding ones in your field. So search your field bundle. So marketing bundle or self-care bundle or writer bundle, and then apply to be in the bundle. And they might be looking for different things. They might be looking for digital products. They might be looking for like calls. They might be looking for freebies or printables. It's all over the place depending on what your field is. Usually for the ones that I do, it's digital courses. Is your Facebook group link in your emails? It is in my emails if you have purchased something. So here's the thing, my Life Editor Awesome Party Facebook group is for clients and students only. So if people have bought something for me, they get an email to join my Facebook group. So it is for people who have purchased something from me. I don't have a Facebook group that's just open for regular followers. That's what my regular Facebook page is for. But if you would like to buy something, might I suggest the Life Editor Big Bundle, which is on sale right now. Get 19 of my digital courses for 70% off. So yeah, that's going on now through January 5th. If any of you are already in my Facebook group, I mean, you can share what you think. It really just got going in the past 3 months because I've just been adding stuff to it now. And I put polls in there like, which of these products do you want next? Or what do you think about this thing? I asked for advice. I posted in there like, what should I name this product? So I have a product coming up and people voted on the names. I think it's like a pretty common group. But we post memes and funny things in there too. And then if I see a bundle like, oh, I think people should apply to this bundle, I'll put that in there too. But honestly, just going to Facebook and searching like a marketing bundle, business bundle, whatever your field is bundle, you'll find groups that share bundles. And then you can apply to them, or even just Google searching too. If anyone else has any other ideas for applying to bundles and summits, please leave them in the comments. I think that would be helpful for a lot of you who have businesses. Summits are a little different. I did one summit. I did the Sacred Success Salon in December, and then I've got 2 coming up now. And for the summits, they've always reached out to me and said, we want you to be a speaker. I think you can apply to summits too. I'm 100% certain you can apply to summits too. But at least in my case, I've been approached to be a speaker at summits. I've also done speaking events at in-person conferences and retreats too. So there's lots of options for getting out there to a bigger audience. Okay, so back to this was 5 days of manifesting. So let me write that down so I got it. I would love to hear how you're doing your manifesting, and maybe it is manifesting more bundles or manifesting a bigger reach. Like my list has exploded recently too, just because I've been out there doing more things. Okay, let's move this back. We're so fancy. We're so fancy with this planning party. Okay, so that was number 3. Now let's talk about your priorities. What are priorities for 2024? I know this just keeps going on and on and on, and it's like, when are we going to get to the goals, Sage? When are we going to get the goals? We're getting there. So here's the thing. You can do it all, but not all at once. Can I say that again? You can do it all, but not all at once. Here's what I mean by that. You are a human being, and I fully believe that you are capable of going after any dreams that you have for yourself. But if you try to do so much at once, you're going to spread yourself too thin, and you're going to burn out, you're going to get sick, and everything kind of suffers when you have too many priorities. So I want you to pick fewer priorities. And what I mean by that is focusing on some priorities now and maybe holding off on some other priorities to later. You can do it all, but not all at once. You'll get better results if you focus on 1 to 3 priorities now and then save some of your other priorities for later. Let me give you a good example. It's the big box store versus the boutique. So I always tell my clients that I want you to act like a boutique, not a big box store. So a big box store is like Walmart or Target, where they do everything. You can get groceries, you can get clothes, you can get car parts, you can get furniture, you can get anything you want at a big box store. But the quality of everything is kind of meh. Because they do it all, they don't do everything great. They just kind of do it all, which is fine. I love big box stores. But think about a boutique. So what if it's a boutique, a tiny little boutique in the city that only specializes in beautiful sequined costume or beautifully sequined cocktail dresses, costume jewelry, just like really elegant stuff to wear. So they are not doing your groceries. They're not fixing your car. They're not selling shoes. It's just beautiful cocktail dresses. But they do that one thing, that one niche thing exceptionally well. So if you are looking for a beautiful little dress that you can wear to like a play or wear to an art gallery opening, could you find one at Target? Maybe. It'll be fine. But could you find a better one at a boutique? Oh, yeah. So when you are looking at your life, I want you to focus on being a boutique and really rocking out 1 to 3 things really, really well than trying to do 10, 15 things and doing them all kind of half-assed. Okay, so let's talk about priorities. I want you to look at your notes from the saying goodbye to 2023 section and look at your notes from the life editing process section. So we're looking at both of those. So what are your most important priorities for the next 12 weeks? And do not choose more than 3. Do not choose more than 3. Some of you will only have 1, but do not choose more than 3. So looking over the things you want more of, the things you want less of, the things that are bad influences, the things that are good habits, how you want to rearrange your time, self-care, all of that stuff. Looking at all of that, you're going to start to notice patterns. Maybe you notice a lot of the things that you want to do have to do with career. or a lot of your things want to do with family, or maybe a lot of them have to do with money and finances. So I want you to choose 3 priorities just for the next 12 weeks. So maybe your 3 priorities are business, health, and family. And that's it. Business, health, and family. What does that mean? That means you're going to put 90% of your energy into business, health, and family. But other things are going to take a back seat. You're not going to forget about them forever, but they're just not taking priority right now. So maybe that's your spirituality, or maybe that's your finances, or maybe that's hanging out with friends. That doesn't mean you're never going to see your friends again, but for the next 3 weeks, you're really, really focused on your business, your health, and your family. Here's another example. Maybe your 3 priorities are spirituality, career, and finances. So again, like maybe you really need to focus on those things. That's where your most important goals are. That's where your heart is right now. But that means maybe you're not focusing on your health as much. Maybe you need to focus on your career more than your health at this time. That doesn't mean you're going to completely let your health go to waste, but you're going to get to that later. I hope this is making sense. So for the next 12 weeks, be really intentional with your priorities. So for me, almost every 12 weeks, I have 2 priorities. I've got my business and my health. And that's all that I really focus on. Everything else takes a back seat. And that might be the same for you. That might be completely different. You might have something like family and spirituality taking center stage. But look over your notes and figure out where are your priorities, and then choose 1 to 3 priorities for the next 12 weeks. And focus 90% of your effort into those priorities. You want those priorities to be your boutique. I would like you to get 100% of the goals for those priorities rather than getting like 10% of those goals because you have 10, 20 goals at the same time. Does that make sense? Leave a comment and let me know what are your 1 to 3 priorities for the next 12 weeks. Since that's January, February, March, I bet a lot of people are putting their health as a priority because that's just what people do in January is focus on their health. For those of you who are starting a business, your business is probably one of your priorities. I bet a lot of you are focusing on finances as well. After Christmas, no judgments. How much money did you spend on Christmas presents? But yeah, I think we all need to think about what we have the capacity for our time, money, and energy in these 12-week chunks. We can do it all, but not all at once. Okay, moving on. Once you have your priorities, we're going to define your time budget. If you have done the Edit My Life Planner, you are very familiar with the time budget. And it sounds super scary, like budgeting my time, oh my gosh. But it's about how you can be honest with yourself about your time. So has this ever happened to you? You give yourself a certain amount of time to get something done, and then you get to the end of it, whether it's 12 weeks or 12 months or whatever, and you're rushing to finish it, or you don't finish it all and have to do a crappy job because you ran out of time. And you're like, oh, what happened? I thought I had all this time. The problem is you thought you had more time than you did. So a time budget keeps you honest about how much time you really have. And for most people, when they do a time budget, they are shocked by how little time they have. Like if you ever wanted to increase your urgency and be really serious about what does and does not need your attention, do a time budget. All right, so here's how it works. In the Edit My Life Planner, we've got 3 months of calendars, but you can use any planner that works for you, Google Calendar, whatever works. In your calendar, you're going to label the next 3 months, so January, February, March, and then I want you to cross off any days when you will not be working on your goals. So cross off any days off, any PTO days, any holidays, any vacations, cross those off. So if you don't work on the weekends or you're not going to be working on your goals on the weekends, cross those off. If you know you're going to be on vacation, cross those off. Then if you have any emergencies that come up, so let's say you have kids, and let's say you lose 2 days a week for emergencies with your kids, like you had to go pick them up at school because they got sick or something like that, or they have a day off and you have to watch them, something like that. you don't know, or you might not know what days in the month emergencies are going to happen. Or like, I don't know, the water won't turn on at home or something. There's an emergency going on. You don't know when it's going to happen. So go to your end of your month and just estimate how many emergency days you think you're going to need. So let's say on average, looking back over the past few months, you've had 2 emergencies a month. So then cross off 2 days at the end. We put those at the end of the month so that if you don't use them, they just become a buffer. So you're just ahead of schedule. For those of you who have chronic illnesses, look back over the past few months and figure out how many days in a month did you lose to chronic illnesses. So I have a client who has chronic migraines, and let's say she loses 3 to 4 days every month to migraines. She can't predict what day of the month she will have a migraine, but so she crosses off 4 days at the end of the month to create that buffer time. And if she doesn't have a migraine, great, she's ahead of schedule. If she does, she's already accounted for that time. Does that make sense? So like me, I have chronic depression. I've had lifelong depression. I'm pretty honest about that too, that I do have depression. And there are certain times where I just lose the entire day to productivity. So I look back over the past few months and figure out how many depression days did I have where I wasn't able to get any work done, and then cross those off at the end of the month. Make sense? So cross off any days you're not working, emergency days, PTO days, chronic illness days, cross those off. Then you're going to look at your time and figure out how many days do you actually have in the next 3 months, the next 12 weeks, to work on your goals. So you might think, oh, 12 weeks. I've got 90 days to work on my goals. No, you don't. Really look at the days that you have to work. And for some of those days, it's not even the whole day. It's not a whole 24 hours. You might only have 1 hour within that day or 2 hours within that day to work on your goals. So I have a client, Sarah. She was on early. Oh, Sarah, there you are. I did a time budget 1 quarter and literally had 1 day available. Sarah consistently is my client who has the fewest days in her time budget. So she is not joking around. Every single day is intentional. Anything that she puts on her to-do list is super intentional because she does not have the days to goof around. So if somebody is asking her, oh, can you take on this project? She's looking at her time budget and she's like, no, I can't. So Sarah's been really good about creating those boundaries because she literally does not have the time. If she didn't do her time budget, she would think she would have so much more time to get things done, 90 days to get things done, and then be mad at herself at the end of it when she didn't get it done. So I don't want that for you. I want all of you to have really clear time budgets. If you've already done your time budget, leave a comment or come back to the replay and leave a comment and let me know how many days are actually in your time budget because I'd be really, really excited to see. For me, it varies. It's usually between like 18 and 22 days that I have to work on my goals. So it's not to shame you or make you feel bad. The reason we do a time budget is so that you can be honest with yourself. So when someone asks you to take on a new project, or you yourself are saying, I'm going to get these 10 projects done this quarter, it's getting you to be really honest and intentional. So you're going to have to make some tough decisions. You're going to have to say, maybe I can't release this new digital course this quarter, but I can apply for a bundle. Or maybe I don't have time to go on a girls' trip because I'm doing this other thing, or whatever it might be. I want you to use your limited time wisely. Okay, so you're going to review your final count for your time budget, and then we're going to move on to your actual goals, because I don't want you to choose your goals and projects and tasks until you know how much time you have to work with. So if you've got 10 days in your time budget, you might only have one single goal and possibly only one project that you're working on for the next 12 weeks. All right, before we get to that, here we go again. It's time for another mini challenge from our wheel of mini challenges. All right, so we are choosing 5-day mini challenges. We've already got 5 days of new habits, 5 days of warm letters, and 5 days of manifesting. So we're going to spin the wheel and choose another 5-day challenge. Number 5, which is 5 days of commenting. Like I said at the beginning of this call, I'm probably like the only person who still believes in commenting, but commenting changed my business and it continues to change my business. So I am huge about commenting. So yes, this is another business one, but I would say for any of you who want to make more better relationships or reach out, make friends, commenting can work for that too. Okay. When I started my business, I was really lazy. I kind of sat on my butt watching Star Trek reruns for the first 6 months of my business. And then I was wondering why I wasn't getting any sales and why nobody was hiring me as a life coach. I don't recommend doing that. So I had things to sell. I had digital courses. I had coaching calls to sell, but nobody knew I existed. I had less than 100 people on my list. I wasn't getting much traffic to my blogs and my website. Like nobody knew I existed. And I was like, well, what can I do to get people to know that I have a business so that they buy stuff from me? So I chose commenting. And this was like 13 years ago, but it still works. You might not be commenting on blogs as much as you're commenting on videos or TikToks or Instagram or something else, but you're commenting, you're leaving helpful comments. So what I did, I didn't have any clients, so I had the entire day to work. So for 8 hours a day, I did 80, so 80 or more comments a day. Some days I got to 100 comments a day on different blogs and videos, just leaving helpful comments. And what I mean by a helpful comment is that you prove that you've actually consumed that information, that you read the blog, that you watched the video, that you watched the TikTok, whatever. You leave a comment that proves that you actually watched it or read it. So nothing like, great blog post. That's not a helpful comment. So you leave a helpful comment proving that you consumed the information and showing your expertise. So I might read a blog post about procrastination on somebody else's blog, and then I would leave a comment saying, hey, I really liked how you pointed out that using a timer is very helpful. Here's how I use a timer, and I started doing the Pomodoro method and blah, 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 blah. So you're leaving some kind of helpful information along with your comment. So if you watch somebody's YouTube video and they're showing you a million ways to style a scarf, you might say, oh, I really like number 53. That was my favorite. And I like to buy scarves from such and such store because they don't wrinkle, blah, blah, blah. So you're proving that you've consumed the content and then you're adding to it to show your expertise. That's a helpful comment. When you do that, people will read your comment, maybe even the person who wrote the blog or the person who did the video, and they'll click on your name and go to your page. So there's no need to include a link in there. Like your name will be linked to your YouTube channel, to your Instagram, to your blog or whatever. And that's how you get more traffic to your shop, to your website, and it builds a relationship. I still have friends with people where I was commenting on their blogs and they were commenting on mine. And you'll make friendships, you'll hear about opportunities. A lot of like the opportunities that I've had was because of commenting. So a million years ago, almost 9 years ago, I followed this one coach for a long time and I would comment on every one of her videos because I loved her stuff so much. And I would comment on all of her stuff. She would create this conversation with me. And then she was doing a creative live presentation, which I haven't been on creative live in a long time, but I think it's still around. It was basically like a website where you could do different presentations, different virtual classes, and they would record them and edit them, and then people could buy like subscriptions to that. Anyway, so she was looking for people to be in the audience of her creative live presentation, and she asked me. I think one of the reasons was because I had created that rapport with her, and she knew who I was and knew if I was in the audience, I would ask good questions and make her look good. So I was able to get onto the audience of Creative Live by doing a commenting process with a bigger name coach. And what I got out of that was like when I was in the audience for the Creative Live presentation, she would ask the audience stuff like, oh, what do you think about this topic? And then the people would answer. But whenever I answered, I grabbed the microphone and said, hi, I'm Sage Grayson from sagegrayson.com. And here's my answer, blah, 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 blah. And I did that like 6 or 7 times during the presentation. Like, I'm Sage Grayson from sagegrayson.com. Like I was some kind of like newspaper reporter, like I'm Lois Lane, like whatever. And I did that over and over again. And I got thousands of new subscribers from people watching that video and saying, who's this Sage Grayson who keeps saying her name and her website? Nobody else was saying their website, but I was saying it over and over and over again because I knew thousands of people were going to see me. And this was like when I still had like 100 people on my list. So it was amazing. But commenting really transformed my business. I created relationships. I got opportunities. I got tons more traffic to my website. And because I was getting traffic to my website, people were signing up for my freebies. My list was growing. And it just reinforced that I was an expert. Because when people would go to other people's blogs and other people's videos and see, hey, this Sage Grayson person is commenting. And there she's commenting again. She's commenting over here. And she said that over there. That established me as an expert in my field. And I really believe that my system of commenting, I don't do 80 comments a day anymore, but I did that for like 3 months at the beginning of my business just to really establish myself quickly. I really believe that transformed my business. And that's why 13 years later, I'm a dinosaur in the coaching field. I'm still around because I have those really strong relationships and I'm known as an expert. Productivity, business, self-development expert. So that is your challenge for 5 days of commenting, is to leave helpful comments under people's blog posts, their videos. If you are in somebody's courses, like if you're in my courses, and if you would like to join any of my courses, I have the Life Editor Big Bundle right now. So in my courses, I have the videos are chopped up by topic or by section or what I'm teaching. And underneath the videos, there's a comment section. And I always interact with the people who leave comments under the videos in my courses. Like, I can't tell you how many friends and really good relationships and opportunities I've got from people commenting on my stuff and then me going to comment on theirs. So leave comments on blogs, on videos, on social media posts, on TikToks, on Instagrams, anywhere. Within people's courses, leave comments there and build those relationships. So you could do that like 5 days of commenting. That could be 1 comment a day for 5 days. Or you could challenge yourself and be like, I'm going to comment on Instagram on Monday. I'm going to comment on Facebook on Tuesday. I'm going to comment on blogs on Wednesday. I'm going to comment on courses on Thursday. And I'm going to comment, I don't know, somewhere else on Friday, and make it a game for yourself. Or challenge yourself. I'm going to do as many comments as I can on Monday. Maybe you do 3 comments on Monday. And then maybe you challenge yourself to do a little bit more on Tuesday. Maybe you do 5 comments. And then on Wednesday, you do 10 comments and try to beat your record of comments every single day. So I would love to hear from you. Have any of you done commenting? When I bring up commenting, I just get these blank looks like, you mean leaving a comment? And I'm like, yes, it's free marketing. It's free marketing that establishes you as an expert. It's like the best free marketing that you can do. Okay, so 5 days of commenting. For those of you who have businesses, I would love for you to try that. If you don't have a business, do it anyway to make friendships or to, I don't know, you never know where an opportunity might come from. You might make a new friend on Instagram and then be invited on vacation with them or something. Or maybe they get a whole bunch of freebies and they send you some. So make those connections. I was commenting way too low, so it's good to know that I need it to times it by 5. I would say if you even do 1 comment a day, is something. It's something. It's getting you out there. It's getting you connecting with people. So if you can't do 80 comments in a day, do 1. Do 1. Leave a helpful comment. And I'm looking at you and I'm saying helpful comments. None of this great video. Like, no, the reason you're commenting is to create a relationship, to warm them up to you, and to show them that you're an expert, that you have value. You want people to click on your name and go to your social media account or go to your blog so they can buy something. So this is really your chance to show that you know your stuff. All right. That's our fourth mini challenge. And would you look at that? We are way, way, way over time as usual. Thank you so much for those of you who have stayed the whole time. If any of you need like a potty break or need to come back for the replay, I totally get it. Okay, we are going to continue. Quick little side note. Before we get into your goals, projects, and tasks, we shouldn't take us too long. You might be wondering, okay, I'm looking at my time budget, Sage. What do I do with the stuff that doesn't fit into my time budget? What do I do with the stuff that doesn't fit into my time budget? Real quickly. Sarah, do you have suggestions for how to deal with people that respond to your comments with a variation of, oh, you're wrong, when you know you're right? I do get that. I do get people trying to start like wars with me in the comments. I usually just ignore them. Or if they're on mine, like if I get a comment like that on my video or on my blog or on my course or whatever, I just delete it if it's hateful. Like if somebody's saying like, F you and your goals, like, no, I don't need me or my clients seeing that nastiness. But if you're stating something and it is factual and somebody's saying, no, that's wrong, like, I don't know, do you really want to get into a comment war with somebody and go back and forth arguing in the comments? I would rather just like ignore them or contact the host. Like if somebody is saying something nasty or wrong in the comments, like, can you send an email to the host of that blog or whoever runs that video channel and say, hey, Mr. So-and-so said this thing in your comments and it's not true. Can you like block them or delete it or stick up for me or something? I would rather do that than get into an argument with people in the comments. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. I don't get a lot of people saying like, I'm wrong. Cause like, what am I saying? I'm saying, here's how to goal plan. There's a million ways to goal plan or whatever. And nearly all of the nasty comments that I get are people saying that I'm fat and ugly. and I just delete those right away. So I don't know. Maybe that I don't have really good advice about that. If anyone else has good advice about what to do when somebody is contradictory in the comments, what do you do about that? Just my 2 cents. But if it's a video creator that I feel we don't vibe and move on, random commenter, I totally agree. Just move on. Yeah, here's the thing. And I got this from Mel Robbins. I know a bunch of you follow Mel Robbins. I love her. She is a motivational speaker and she has a brilliant podcast, The Mel Robbins Show. I encourage everyone to listen to it. Anyway, on her social media a while ago, she had this great quote that I think is brilliant. And it's, you will never be criticized by someone doing more than you. You will never be criticized by someone doing more than you. So think about that. If somebody is saying something nasty to you or is saying, you shouldn't do it that way, or that's the wrong way, they're doing less than you. You're actually out there in the arena, as they say. You're putting yourself out there and doing something when they're hiding behind a fake avatar and just hate spewing all over the internet. So I'm a coach, and sometimes I will put out there something and people will say like, well, F you, using timers don't work, or F you, goals are horrible. And then I click on their name and they've got no videos, they've got no advice, they probably don't even have a picture. So they're not doing more than me. But let's say that someone in the top of my field, I don't know, like a big name coach came to me in the comments, they would never do this, and say, oh, Sage, I don't think you should give that advice because it's not helpful, blah, blah, blah. I might listen to a big name coach who was critiquing me. But here's the thing, a big name coach would never go out of their way to critique somebody else. They're too busy doing stuff. Like for me, I don't go after people and saying, how dare you say that about the Pomodoro method? How dare you say that about planners? Why? Because I'm too busy doing my good work. And I want you to be too busy doing your good work to care about the little people who are saying nasty things. Because you will never be criticized by someone doing more than you. So if someone's like trying to poke you until you respond, until to get under your skin, they're just being nasty for no reason. They're just trying to make you act as nasty as they're feeling. So don't fall for it. You'll never be criticized by someone doing more than you. It's always the little people. Oh, think about it for weight loss. If you're trying to do something good for your health and you've done the research and you know how your body works and you are doing what's good for you, somebody else, like, I don't know, Uncle Ned will come and say, you shouldn't do that because you're going to make yourself sick. Meanwhile, he's got a great big beer belly trying to tell you how to lose weight. So don't fall for it. You'll never be criticized by somebody doing more than you. Okay, moving on quickly. If you're wondering, but I've got all this stuff and it doesn't fit into my 12-week plan, what do I do with it? Well, you're going to put it in a lovely spot called your parking lot. If you've done the Edit My Life Planner, then you know all about the parking lot. The parking lot could be a sheet of paper. It could be a Google Doc. It could be a section in your planner. It could be somewhere. But basically, it holds all of the stuff, your goals, projects, and tasks that don't currently fit into your 12-week plan. So let's say you wanted to remodel your kitchen, but that's not happening in the next 12 weeks. It's going to have to wait until 6 months from now. You write, remodel my kitchen in the parking lot. It's called a parking lot because just like a parking lot holds the cars safe and sound in a nice, secure building until you're ready to drive it, your parking lot, your goals parking lot, will hold all your goals, projects, and tasks and ideas safe and sound until you're ready to drive them. Here's the thing. A lot of people just jump into a million goals at once, a million projects at once, because they think they'll forget about them and then not do them. They think they have to do everything all at once. But if you have a parking lot, a goals parking lot to safely store your ideas, knowing that they're safe and sound, you're not going to forget about them. You're not going to wonder, like, what was that idea that I had? They're safe and sound, and you can get to them later. So when you're doing your quarterly review, remember, in our quarterly progress check in the Edit My Life Planner, when you're doing your quarterly review, that's when you look at your parking lot and say, okay, I'm doing a new time budget for my next 12 weeks. Do I have space to add any of these great ideas for my parking lot? Does this make sense? I just wanted to put that out there because I know people are thinking like, but I have all these ideas and they're not going to fit in my 12-week plan. That's okay. Put them in your goals parking lot and you'll get to them later. Okay. Now let's talk about your SMART goals. We are going to write your goals a little smarter. And again, I think most of you are probably familiar with SMART goals. So with SMART goals, that's specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time limited. So as you're writing your great big goals, they should be specific. So if you want to lose weight, that's not specific. If you cut your hair, does that count as losing weight? If you lose 1 pound, does that count as losing weight? No, you've got to be specific. I want to lose 10 pounds of fat weight by April 1st, something like that. You've got to be specific. You want to earn money. What does that mean? Does that mean earning money through your business? Does that mean earning money through a garage sale? Does 1 penny count? Does $100 count? I don't know. Be very specifically. I want to earn $1,000 a month from my business, or I want to earn $10,000 by the end of the 12 weeks, something like that. So it's got to be specific. Then it's got to be measurable. What measurable means is that you can definitively say yes or no. Did you do it? So if your goal is to run the marathon, did you run the marathon? Yes or no? Did you earn $10,000? Yes or no? Did you lose 20 pounds? Yes or no? So it's got to be measurable. If you can't measure it, you won't know whether or not you reached it. Then it's got to be actionable. So actionable means actionable by you, not actionable by someone else. So it's got to rely on you taking action, not somebody else. So if you're saying, well, I want my boss to give me a raise. Well, you don't have control over that. The boss does. There are things you can do to put you in a better light, but honestly, it's the boss and the company's job to give out raises. Or if you want to say, I wish my spouse wasn't such a jerk. Well, you can't control somebody else's actions. You can only control your action. So your SMART goals must be actionable by you. Next, realistic. realistic for you. I love you, life editors. I love you so much, but there are some things that are just not realistic. And I believe you can do hard things, but there are some things that just might be out there. So I am a 42-year-old woman. I'm probably not going to become an astronaut one day. I probably don't have the physical fitness or the science capability to be an astronaut. That is probably not going to happen to me. So being an astronaut is probably not going to be one of my goals. So think about that. If you want to earn $1 million from your business, well, if you earned $900,000 last year, then yeah, maybe you will earn $1 million from your business this year. But if you earned $10 from your business last year, then that's probably not realistic. I'm all about stretching yourself, but still keeping it realistic, because here's the thing. If you choose goals that are not realistic and you don't reach them, you're never going to want to set goals again. I think that's why there's such this pushback about setting goals, is because people are like, goals don't work, don't be hard on yourself. Those are for the people who make these enormous goals and then don't reach them. And then they're like, well, goals don't work. I didn't earn $1 million. And it's just, it's like, well, let's be a little realistic here. Let's start small and build from there. So Kaylin says, man, there goes my $10 million goal. No, I believe in you, but baby steps. Let's edit our way there. We don't need to jump that far right away. Let's be realistic. And then finally, time limited. And we already talked about this. That's why we're doing 12-week planning, not 12-month planning. We want to have those urgent goals where you see the light at the end of the tunnel as soon as you start, and every day you're making progress. You're getting closer and closer. It's not this nebulous, well, I've got until December. We're not doing that. We're keeping it short and sweet. All right, SMART goals: specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time limited. So I want you to rewrite your goals as SMART goals. And here's the thing, your goals are not your projects. Your goals are not your projects. Here's what I mean by that. When you come up with your goal, that is not what you were working for. Remember, we talked about pyramid planning? So we're going to create the goal and then break it down into lots of projects, and then break down each of those projects into lots of tasks. Your goals are not your projects. Here's an example that I've given a million times because it's so funny and I have to keep doing it. I had a client who was a writer. This is probably no surprise because I'm a former book editor. I get a lot of writers as clients. So I was on my weekly call with her. We were going over her to-do list for the week, and there's lots of normal little tasks and stuff. And one of the tasks on her to-do list was write my novel. And I was like, I don't think that's a daily to-do list. I don't think you can write your novel in a week. That is a goal or a part of a goal, but there are so many projects underneath that. So writing the novel, you've got to do the character designs. You've got to figure out their motivations. You've got to outline the novel. You've got to have that rising and falling action. You've got to end on a cliffhanger. You've got to write every single day. You've got to figure out, are you doing old school publishing or are you doing self-publishing? Like, there's all sorts of projects underneath write a novel. So as you come up with your SMART goal, that is not your project. Your project isn't to earn $10,000 in the next 12 weeks. No, there's lots of little projects underneath that. So the next thing she'll tell us is buy the winning lottery ticket. So don't buy the winning lottery ticket. No. I think if you want to play the lottery, have fun. Like, I think people think that I'm just a stick in the mud and I'm no fun at all. But I'm realistic because I want to see you succeed. I don't want to see you fall on your face over and over again and then give up trying altogether. Yes, if those were realistic goals, totally. All right. So I want you to think about, why are you doing this thing? Why are you choosing this goal? What's leading to it? And how does it relate to your priorities? So let's say, like, keep doing this. You have your business goal. That's one of your priorities. Then so your priority is business. Your goal might be to earn X amount of money, and the projects under it might be like release a new product or start doing bundles or start commenting. Like, those are all little projects. Or let's say you have a health goal, like your priority is health, and the goal is to lose 12 pounds in the next 12 weeks. The projects under that are to get a calorie tracking app, to start meal planning and prepping, to walk around the neighborhood with your best friend every morning. Like, those are the projects underneath it. I hope this is making sense. So you've got your big priorities, your whatever, business, health, family, spirituality. Then you've got your goals, and you might have, well, depending on your time budget, how many goals you have, you got your SMART goal. And then underneath that, you're going to have all of your projects. So for each SMART goal, list all of the possible projects that could lead to that outcome. So again, this is brainstorming. So let's say you want to earn X amount of money from your business. Write down all of the projects that could lead to that goal. That doesn't mean you're doing all those projects, but I just want you to start brainstorming them. And then you're going to look at your time budget and see which of those projects you have time for and which ones have the best return on investment. So to earn X amount of money, that might be growing your email list so you have more people to market to. That might be submitting for bundles and summits. That might be creating new projects and filling your shop. That might be doing warm letters every month. That might be creating new coaching offerings. That might be doing some kind of a different shop with more visibility. There's all sorts of different ways that you could earn that money. Let's say you want to, like, whatever. You want to lose weight. That's a lot of people. You want to lose weight. The projects underneath that, you want to lose 12 pounds. The projects underneath it, there's a lot of things you could do. You could practice or training to run a marathon. You could get meal delivery. You could make your meals every day. You could get a buddy to walk with you. You could start doing aerobics at the gym. You could weigh yourself every single day. You could weigh yourself once a week. Like, can you see that there's many, many, many projects under that could possibly lead there? So once you've got your list of possible projects, circle or highlight the projects that you think are most likely to lead to that goal and get you the best results, and the ones that you can actually do, that you have the time, money, budget, mental capacity to do those things. So let's say, like, you want to lose weight, and one of the ways you could do that is, like, I don't know, running every morning, but you hate running. Then don't choose that. If you want to lose weight, but you want to get the best return on investment, you're going to be calorie counting. You're going to be sticking within a range of calories for your energy levels. If you want to earn money for your business, are you going to, I don't know, be sending marketing emails every single day to your list of 10 people? No, you're probably going to be sending warm letters or trying to get into a bundle so you can reach thousands of people. Make sense? You need to get out to more people to earn more money. Okay, and then finally, once you've got your big priority, your very specific SMART goals, all the projects that you are willing to do underneath those goals, you're going to talk about the tasks that make up those projects. And like I said before, I like to break down my projects into 10-minute tasks. 10-minute tasks. And that's because I get so distracted. I just can't handle more than 10 minutes. So if a task takes more than 10 minutes, it's probably a project and needs to be broken down even more. So for, like, creating a new digital course, a task might be brainstorming the topic, doing some research or reading an article about the topic, coming up with a name, signing up for a CRM. It might be like writing the script for a video, like teeny tiny things. If you want to, like, lose weight, that might be like researching what does it cost to join a gym. It might be checking your sneakers to see if they're in still good working order. It might be looking in the fridge to see what do you have for meal planning and prepping. It might be researching the best free calorie counting apps. Like, those are all 10-minute tasks. Oh, sorry, Caitlin. I'm like, ooh, just like, let me just throw out all these acronyms. Okay. A CRM is a customer relationship management system. Customer relationship management system. So basically, it is where everything for your business lives in one place. I use Kajabi. That's my CRM. Back in the day, I was using so many little programs to keep my business running. I felt like my business was held together with bubble gum and duct tape because it was really nuts. I had a payment processor. I had a portal. I had a blog. I had a place where I did live streams. I had whatever, like one of these like Zapier or whatever, to get them all to talk to each other. So basically, I was like trying to Frankenstein my business with all these little bits and bops. And it was frustrating because some of the, like my payment processor didn't talk well with my shop, and like my portal didn't work well with my tagging and my list. And like, oh, I had an email system too. Like I had all these different programs. So I'm like, I can't do this anymore. A CRM has all of those systems in one place, in one program, and they all talk to each other because they're all in the same system. So I use Kajabi, which has it manages my email subscriber list. It helps me send emails. I can set up sending emails. I can create automated email sequences. So when someone buys something, they get an email sequence from me. It also contains all of my products, all of my courses. It contains my coaching. It's my payment processor. I also host webinars within Kajabi. There's also a community, which I haven't used as much, but there is a community feature. So if I didn't want to do a Facebook group, I could have my community within Kajabi. And they keep adding more and more stuff all the time. But I love it because it's all housed in one thing. It's one payment. And when I added up all of the little programs that I was paying for to Frankenstein my business, it was actually more than just paying for one CRM. So I was really, really grateful to do that. So for those of you who are business owners, I highly, highly suggest using a CRM. I use Kajabi. If you go to my favorites page, so sagegrayson.com, and click favorites, I've got a 30-day free trial for Kajabi right there. If you would like to try Kajabi free for 30 days and just see how much easier it is to run your business when everything is working together. And here's another thing that I did, like when I was using all of those little bits and bops and all of those different payment processors and everything had a subscription, I felt like I was being nickeled and dimed to death every month and nothing worked and everything was glitchy. I felt like I wasn't my best self. I didn't feel like a professional business owner. And when I was working with my clients and like payments wouldn't go through, or someone wasn't tagged, or this person didn't get that email, or they aren't able to log in, and it was just really, really frustrating. I didn't feel professional. My clients and customers were getting frustrated too. And it just felt really chintzy and gross. It felt like I wasn't being of service. But once I stepped up and said, I'm going to get a CRM, and I got a CRM. I use Kajabi now, but I got a CRM like a decade ago. And I'm like, I'm going to step up. And it's kind of like when you step up and make things smoother for yourself and for your clients and customers, everything levels up. It's like if you buy a new car, you're probably not going to like sit in the car in your like muddy gardening clothes. You're probably going to dress a little nicer in your nice new car because you don't want to dirty it up. Or I've noticed this too, when somebody gets a new job and maybe it's like at a higher level and they're getting paid more, they start dressing a little better too. Or I've seen this too, where someone's got a new house or they move to a new apartment and the kitchen is really nice. They'll start eating more salads and meal prepping simply because they have a nice space. So one good positive change leads to more and more and more positive changes. So I also think getting a CRM, a customer relationship management program, Kajabi is the one that I use. Click the link on my website to get 30 days free trial. It really leveled me up in so many different ways. And I would say that might be a good goal for those of you who are a business owner, to stop Frankensteining your business. Stop it. I was in a group last month where like a lot of people were saying how, oh, this isn't working, or I'm out of Zaps. I don't know if you know Zapier. It's where it's another thing with a subscription where it gets like one program to talk to another program, and then you have to pay for the Zap to go through. Anyway, but of course, they limit you on how many Zaps you can get per month, and then you have to start paying more. So you're paying for program A, you're paying for program B, and you're paying for Zapier program C just to get them to talk to each other. And sometimes even then it was glitching. I remember having Zapier and something still wouldn't go through. And it was just really, really frustrating. So I'm like, clear all that mess out, get one CRM that has everything. Okay, that's my soapbox. I'm sure like all of my clients are sick of me talking about that, but the moment that they switch over to a CRM and they're like, everything's in one place, everything works together, everything is seamless, and I'm like, yeah, one payment too. Okay, So you've got your big intention, your big priorities, health, business, finances, whatever it is that you're working on the next 12 weeks. You've got your smaller SMART goals, very specific. Then you've got your projects that you have the capacity to do for those goals, best return on investment. And then you've got your 10-minute tasks for each project. Once you've got those 10-minute tasks, you're going to plug them into specific days in your calendar. So none of this saying like, oh, I'm going to get to this someday. No. Once you've got the projects that you're going to work on, map out what weeks are you working on. Like project A is going to be on week 1. Project B is going to be on week 2. Put those projects on specific weeks, and then take the tasks from those projects and put them on specific days in your calendar. So what day are you signing up for a CRM? What day are you buying new sneakers? What day are you creating a new checking account? What day are you going to take your kids shopping for back to school clothes? I don't know. Like put those things on specific days so you know when they're actually happening and they get done. And when you start mapping those out, and I've said this before, I like using Post-its. So I'll put this on Friday, like there. Does that make sense? When you start mapping it out, I like using Post-its because then if I see, oh, I've got 10 things on Friday, let me take one of them and move it to Wednesday. You can make sure that your days, weeks, and months aren't too full by just moving things around on Post-its. And then once I do something, I write it in the same color because I use my Post-its to color code my different projects. Make sense? Okay. So SMART goals, projects, tasks. You know what time it is. It's time for our very final mini challenge. I know. Wheel of mini challenges. I promise I will bring back the wheel of mini challenges again. Maybe I'll do like another live stream this quarter and we'll do like some different kinds of challenges. And I've done it before where I've had like prizes too. So maybe we'll do prizes next time. All right, let's find our last 5-day mini challenge. 3. Popular one from last year, meal planning and prepping. And I know a lot of you, whether you're not specifically looking to lose weight, I think all of us could meal plan and prep better. So meal planning is choosing what you're going to eat and when, and maybe what you need to buy for those meals. And then meal prepping is actually making the food ahead of time. And you don't have to do both. I know there's some people who like just do the meal planning, but don't actually prep in advance. That's totally fine too. I do both. So I meal plan what I want to eat during the week. And then I make that food. And I've got one of those great big freezers too. So I got like my regular freezer above my fridge. And then I've got one of those like those freezers that comes up to like my waist. And you like open it up and it's like the Arctic. I love it so much. I love it so much. So I make meals in advance because I'm only cooking for me. And I freeze extra servings of my food. So I have easy meals later. Because if you're like me, you're probably busy. You're busy all week. So it's really nice to have pre-made meals that I can just heat up quickly and have like something really, really good. So I do my grocery shopping on Saturday. I make my meals on Sunday, freeze stuff, and I rotate the stuff in my freezer too. And then I eat during the week. And that works for me. I know I'm a single person, so that might be different for you if you've got like a family. Yeah, a big freezer like that when growing up. I know people who have multiple freezers like that. Growing up, like I had a regular fridge and then we had a big fridge out in the garage. I think everyone in the Midwest did. And that was full of stuff too. But like now I've got my own freezer, and then a great big freezer because I do the meal planning and prepping. It also helps because I can buy stuff like at Costco and not feel like I have to eat it all. Like the week I get it, I can freeze it too. And I can take advantage of deals where they have like, oh, buy 5 of something. I know I can freeze it for later. So the freezer is totally saving me money because I'm not throwing out food that was good, but it went bad because I didn't get to it. And I'm able to take advantage of deals that I wouldn't have if I didn't have a place to actually freeze those food. So for meal planning and prepping, I would say like, if you're totally new, get some inspiration first. So go to TikTok or go to YouTube or Instagram and just search meal prep. Or you can search bento boxes, or you can search like meal prep for one, or meal prep for families, or meal prep for couples, or whatever. or meal prep vegan or meal prep keto, whatever it is that you want to look for. And you'll find so many. Oh, Pinterest is a good place to look too. You'll find hundreds, thousands of different ideas. I actually like watching those meal prep videos on YouTube because I get so many ideas for like what I can make, or how to make things a little healthier. Or I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't used that ingredient in a while. I'll pick some up next time I'm at the store. So I like experimenting like that too. So if you could do 5 days of meal planning and prepping, I don't know what that would look like for you. Is that like doing, that might be just 5 days of eating pre-prepped meals that you've already done. Or it might mean 5 days of meal planning and prepping, just what you have at home. So no going to the grocery store. You're going to use up all those cans in your pantry. You're going to use up what's in the freezer. You're going to use up anything that's going bad in the fridge. So meal planning, prepping just with what you have right now for 5 days. Or you might do like day 1, look for inspiration online. Day 2, you're going to make a grocery list and a meal plan list. Day 3, you're going to go grocery shopping. Day 4, you're going to like chop up everything and make everything. And then day 5, you finally start eating those planned meals. I don't know. Or maybe you do meal plan and prep just breakfast. Or maybe you do, I know people who do meal plan and prep just for lunches because they're away from home. Like they go to the office or they go to school. So they have to take a prepped meal with them. I've also seen people do meal planning and prep and like track what they're not spending at the grocery store. So maybe they did 1 month where they just ate however they ate and they spent X amount at the grocery store. And then next month they were intentionally planning what they were going to eat, making sure they're eating the stuff that's going bad, making sure they're rotating the stuff in the freezer, and then see how much you actually spent at the grocery store. And I bet it's going to be a lot less. So Audrey says, I definitely do the meal planning, so I'm not running to the store constantly and freaking out an hour before dinner. Yes, I think we've all been there. Lovingly, we've all been there. Yes. So it's helpful for people who don't want to be spending a lot of money at the last minute, who don't want to be driving around at the last minute or not have the ingredients they need. It's helpful for people who like are really busy in the week. It's helpful for people who work away from home or have to go to school, or they're driving their kids around and you've got to have grab and go meals. It's great for a single person like me who like, maybe if I have here's the thing, I made a lasagna for Christmas. I'm Italian American, so that's what we do. So I made a vegan lasagna for Christmas. I was not going to eat an entire lasagna myself on Christmas Day. So I was able to cut it up, and now I have these lovely little perfect lasagna meals that I can eat whenever I want. So that's nice. I think meal planning and prepping is something that everyone should do. And like you save money and you save food waste, which I think is like something everyone should be thinking about. Sometimes I do prepping at lunchtime so dinner is easier. Yep, that works too. I know some people who they go to the grocery store, they bring everything home, and then nothing goes into the fridge until it's prepped. So they cut up all the carrots, they cut up all the celery, they wash all the grapes, like nothing goes into the fridge from the grocery store until it's like prepped. Like that's more than I can do, but I appreciate people like that. So figure out what 5 days of meal planning and prepping looks like for you. And I would love for you to come back and leave a comment and share your ideas and your tips with us. All right, so that is our final mini challenge. So for your next 12-week plans, I'm challenging you to do at least one or more of these 5-day mini challenges. So we got 5 days of new habits, 5 days of warm letters, 5 days of manifesting, 5 days of commenting, 5 days of meal planning and prep. So you can choose to do one or more, or try to do all 5 of them if you've got time in your time budget and they go along with your goals. Or you can say, it's just not for me this time. Hang on to these mini challenges, and then maybe for your next 12-week plan, you can do it. All right. So I was going to open this up for Q&A time, but since we're at 3 hours and 15 minutes, we're not going to do any damn Q&A time. I think we have done plenty of Q&A time during this planning pajama party. So let's recap before I let you go. Okay. I know we went over so much during today. I would love for you to come back to the planning pajama party, take your time, pause, write your answers, look through the comments, see if there was anything in there that you can learn from. I want you to have fun with your 2024 plan. Ideally, you're going to do a 12-week plan. If you have no capacity to do anything, it's totally overwhelming, just choose your word of the year. Just choose your word of the year and watch my end of the year workshop and my end of year review workshop. Go to sagegrayson.com. They're right there on the front page. I will send you an email for them too. And this is like the easiest way to do your goals. If you don't have the capacity for it, you just don't have the mental energy, totally get it. Just choose a word of the year and let that word guide you. Then I want you to choose the type of plan that you want to make. I taught you how to do a 12-week plan. You can do the Edit My Life Planner. And then I want you to consider using the life editing process to get really specific about editing your life, just like how a book editor edits a manuscript. Then you're going to choose your priorities, your big priorities, health, business, finances, whatever it is. And ideally, it's going to be it's only 1 to 3 big priorities for the next 12 weeks. If you can't get to your health this 12 weeks, fine, you can get to your health later. If you can't clean out the garage this 12 weeks, you can do that later. Then you're going to choose your goals. Then you're going to choose your projects underneath your goals and your tasks underneath those goals. If you can do the mini challenges, I will email everyone the mini challenges too. If you would like to work on those 5-day mini challenges and challenge yourself 5 days of something, it's not a year, it's not even 12 weeks, it's just a 5-day fun challenge. And that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. And okay, so choose your 2024 goals. I would love for you to come back, set your intentions, leave your comments and strategies and anything that helps you in the comments, because I think we can all learn from each other. And as I said before, the Life Editor Big Bundle is here. It's 19 life editing digital courses to help you edit every area of your life and business. So we've got productivity, we got self-development, we got business marketing courses in there. There's something for everyone. And there's 70% off for the next week. So they're here until January 5th, and then I'm closing the big bundle. So if you are ready to get serious about your goals in 2024, I would love to see you purchase the big bundle. I know some of you have already gotten it. If you got the big bundle already, leave a comment and tell me what's your favorite course. Did you have any breakthroughs or ahas? And maybe like a favorite worksheet, or which ones do you recommend? I am going to send an email with my best of 2023, and I'm going to list the most watched and most purchased products from the past year. And some of them like really surprised me. Like, holy moly, I can't believe how many of you bought the minimalism course. And I'm like maybe it's just the time of the year. Like, people are ready to cut back on excess, but I'm like, whoa, that like really surprised me, because I thought, oh, people are going to buy people still buy a ton of Startup in 60, and people are going to buy the productivity and the business stuff, but like, no, people are like minimalism. And I'm like, wow, okay. So I will have my best of 2023 email coming soon, so you can check that out. But again, here's the link to the big bundle. It's in the description too. Would love to have you check it out. And let's see, I think that's all I got. Do we have a comment? We do, Sarah. How do you still have this much energy? Because I do this once a year. I think if I was doing this every month, I'd be like, and because I prepped ahead of time. I've got my script right in front of me, got my wheel. I'm like ready to go. Oh, Sandy, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I've had a great time with all of you, and I'm thrilled that so many of you stuck around and so many of you commented. Again, you have permission to watch the replay, take notes. If anything's not making sense, if you're like, what are you talking about? What is that? What's that acronym? I don't know what that means. Just leave me a comment, because I'm going to be coming back for the next days and weeks, months, answering the comments here, because I know not everyone could be here live. So leave your comments and I will come back and answer them. And oh, Audrey, thank you. Yes, this was fun. This was pretty fun. That's the thing. Like, I'm really casual. I like to have fun with my business, and I want you to have fun with your 2024 goals, because if it's not fun and you feel like pushing yourself to get that goal, or you feel like it's something you should do, you're not going to be able to stick with it. And that's why people like give up on their goals, because they're forcing themselves. They pick too big goals. They're not prepping. They're not getting any kind of support. They don't have a foundation. and it's just kind of a mess. And I love doing the planning pajama party every year to help put you in the best position to really rock out your goals. Because I've said this so many times, Life Editor, your success is my number one priority. And I love you all so much. And I want to see you really succeed and trust yourself to do hard things because I believe in you. And that doesn't mean crumbling up your life, throwing it in the trash. It doesn't mean a total makeover. It doesn't mean becoming an entirely new person. It's all about editing small, tiny, incremental changes that build on themselves to get really big results. That's how you make positive changes. That's how you set habits. That's how you become the best version of you, not somebody else, but the best version of you without overwhelming, without burning out. It's tiny little edits. And I am 100% convinced that you can do this. I know you can do this. Thank you so much, Sarah. Yes, we will definitely have the replay there for you. Okay. Don't see any other comments coming in. I think I've literally talked about everything. Everything we could possibly cover. But please, if I missed anything, leave a comment. I would love to see you get the big bundle too. And I am sending you so much joy, so much happiness, so much well wishes. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you create in 2024. Thank you for being here for the annual planning pajama party. I love you so much, Life Editor. I'm Sage Grayson, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye.